Alright, here we are with Godbound, Evicting Epistle, Season 1, Episode 4. I am Devin the referee. We are in September 2018, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Thaa.
Tyler playing Mattiel.
Kevin playing the Crimson Marquis.
Peter as Azazel the Goat-Headed.
Mark as Lothar.
So, gang, recap what happened last session as if it was only a week ago.
We went back into the north and we built a city. It was lovely.
Also met a few future people. Had a barbecue.
It was unpleasant and unnatural.
Yeah, they were suffering from a curse from Texomalus, a bit further up north. So we cured them of that, and they gave us their thanks. Pretty much nothing but their thanks and trade, trade options. No worship though.
Because they cannot.
Yeah, they literally cannot.
Damn those heathens.
We also found a Acerin clone that was not under your control.
Not an Acerin clone. It was just a demon that looked like him.
He's wearing a skin.
I think it was trying to fuck with me.
Wasn't he wearing a bunch of skin from a bunch of other Acerins?
Yeah, he was pieced together out of Acerins.
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Demons do be like that.
And he was a terrible, terrible, terrible liar. But God, if he wasn't committed to it.
He was really committed to the dead, Jesus.
Right?
He pretty much died being committed to it.
Hey, won't you love me? And we also got some news about some Thunderbird that's...
Yeah. Big ass owl is angry that we stole all their birds.
Skyblighter.
We stole all their birds, yes.
And according to the birds who left his surface when I called them, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't everyone?
So we're gonna go beat him up in front of all his friends and family to embarrass him.
And also kill him.
Well, that's going to be part of the embarrassment.
For the bits.
Like a bitch.
We're going to grind him up into shards.
Yeah, you are.
Just a big sausage grinder, just shoving him in. Shards coming out.
No!
My street cred.
Well, you're turning me into street drugs? What is this, 1972?
Have you tried the bird, man?
Birdman?
It's the word, man.
So, I'm assuming you're on your way to the
To kick
lair?
its ass.
Yes.
I see a bird. Kick its ass. Alright, so how are you traveling? What are you up to? What's going on? How are those days?
I assume it's on the ship.
Yeah, we'll take the kitten.
I keep forgetting that's the name of the fucking ship, the Furious Kitten. I keep fucking forgetting that. I'm swearing a lot. Right?
Yeah, you are. It's like you're around children.
It's like you convinced me to get a lot of coffee at this time of night. That's what it's like.
We've got birds who can probably lead us right back to his haunt.
Yep.
So,
It's not hard to find. It's not hidden.
Just, look at that murder over there. It's visible from everywhere.
I think he's like a storm bird. Like, isn't he in the middle of a storm always?
I don't know. Is he? Is he, Devin? He's a wizard. He might not have to be.
He has a roost in one of those triangle mountains that are dotting your northern area.
Not the upside down one.
I was just gonna
Not
ask.
the upside
if it was
down
the upside
one.
down one. I was just gonna ask.
Well, it's near that one.
It's
I'm
just
trying to
fucking
look
him
up
in a
now.
bird costume.
Caw. Caw.
I'm trying out something different for a while.
This is me now.
Finally, something didn't fuck up as bad. On the other side, that's pretty good.
Oh, someone just show me the map. Like, can someone just show me the paper map? Can I just see the paper fucking map? Thank you. Alright.
I was reading some advice, and it said, never turn into a giant snake. So I decided to turn into a giant bird. That can go wrong.
Yeah, he's northwest, kind of around like here.
Okay. Kind of around the watery area.
Yeah, whatever. Where the printer ink didn't work out quite well. But, yeah, the mountain is a bit tropical, and that's where it roosts. Like, there's trees and palms and lakes on top of it, like big snake, like pouring waterfalls, and it has looks like a African continent kind of lush biome on top of this mountain around this ice field.
Okay.
And you're flying on in. What time of day do you approach to fight the bat monster?
Day.
Yeah, presumably if it's a bat monster.
It is a bat monster. People have told you that.
Yeah. Although vampires,
I
you're
think
fine
it's-
in the daylight, right?
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine in
Okay.
the daylight. They'll just stay inside the ship.
They put on some heavy cloaks. Like Vampire Hunter D.
Like, yes, heavy cloaks as they eye the bat boxed up power armor in the bottom of the ship. That's what we'll do.
I'm gonna commit effort to control the weather around our ship.
Okay.
I want to like draw forth a lot of really deep, dark clouds that follow us in a spear, and have like wind swirling around and a bit of a light show with thunder and lightning. as we
So not
approach.
stealthy though, right?
Not stealthy. at all.
Ostentatious maybe?
Deliberately trying to draw attention.
So that's just commit or commit for scene.
Just commit.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter, manage the battle sheet.
I am!
Yes!
Everybody should update the things in the battle sheet.
Everyone should
I
open
already
the battle
did.
sheet.
Good on you, Nicole. Good on
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my character sheet open, so and it's a
Okay.
phone, so
you. It will matter eventually.
Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Why does Lothar have damage on his character?
From
Is it-
last time.
He's at 71% health. Is he still like that forever?
I'm guessing no.
Peter, fix it.
Lothar, what's your HP?
18.
18. 18.
Perfect.
Crimson, yours.
20.
Oops.
209.
Oopsie.
I'm invincible.
I'm invincible now.
Okay.
All right, let me just do a quick. All right. As you're approaching, a cloud of animals starts to kind of rise up around the mountain and swarm around it. They're bats. You're a bird god. There's lots of bats swarming the mountain.
Okay, so do I have technical control over those?
If you want to try, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. You're a bird god. They're birds.
Okay, I think I actually am not going to bother at the moment. I'll just wait till we get until they actually start doing anything. I kind of wanted to wake them up, so give them a big dramatic battle.
Lots of little lights are coming from caves in the mountain. It looks like people live here because it's a breaker, and as I've told you many times, breakers have civilizations living with them that they collect. So there's like people like looking out of caves and stuff, wearing like bat skin and like with blindfolds on and pulling them down and looking out to see what's going on.
Lothar will stand at the front of the ship, and he will roar mightily in bird, or roughly translated, "Tell your god to come out. We're gonna kick his ass."
Okay. I'm going to point out then that as you guys are doing this, people are getting out and they're like getting onto like perches and stuff to look at what's happening. And there's like a thunder sound coming from like the clouds around the mountain, and like a shaking, like it's shaking as more and more bats, 10 times the amount that I described, pour out as a swarm. They start to swarm around your ship.
Is the mountain actually the god?
No, not this time.
Okay.
But that is a very plausible thing to be afraid of, because that will happen eventually one time. No, what happens is the sun goes out.
They blotted the sun.
Yeah, like, like one of the moons in the sky, like, starts moving over to where the sun is and eclipses it out.
Hey, sir, that's not normal, right?
What? Oh, no, sorry, I was counting bats. I got up to 17, and I just lost his count. No, we're not due for a sudden eclipse in the middle of a dramatic fight with a night monster.
There's more moons than last time I was here.
Well, technically there were less moons when you were there. This is the right amount-ish. Makes a hand move motion. We're still
I
expecting
have to
a few.
restrain my instinct to be like, don't correct me!
Mother, why?
Raise a hand.
Do it.
He's just slurping his drink from his Long Island tea with those little pictures, with his little phone pictures of his head in it.
So certain day.
Anyway, the mountain's shaking out, the sun's gone out.
Oh, perfect. That's much better. Takes
What's
off
with
his
the matter?
goggles.
So, should we get rid of those bats?
I don't think they're doing anything.
Vast battle group of bats is coming to attack you guys.
Yeah, not so
Yeah.
much.
What do you do? Tell me.
All right, so I'm gonna try and use basically command the.
Just the intrinsic power.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that's.
Here, let's pause while I put on the actual soundtrack now that we're at the stage of the fight's happening, and you can go.
Okay.
I'm actually going.
So we're back. Presumably he's gone just yet. You don't have to correct me. Lothar uses a miracle of the word of bird, the Nightingale song, to sing a song of obedience to the bats. And the entire vast mob of bats is now on your side and switches over to the other side of the screen in the Final Fantasy combat menu. As per the charm effect. The shape exits the top of the mountain. It's a giant bat. It looks like the thing that the villain of the Aragon movie was riding when he struck down Aragon over the battle of some pretentious name.
I think nobody saw that shitty movie.
Yeah, nobody.
I know we watched it, and I know I hated it, but I don't actually remember what that looks like.
Looks like a giant bat made of lightning and thunder.
Okay.
You just type and look it up.
Don't look up the bat from Aragon. It'll look like garbage. That was a 2008 movie with bad CGI and no budget. Demon Bat God shows up. It has a... What's a big number?
5.
How tall is a skyscraper? 50 meters? 70 meters? It has a 70-meter wingspan.
I'm 1.5 meters. Whatever that is.
70-meter
more than
wingspan.
50 Nicoles.
I think it's like, what, 4 meters per story, roughly?
There you go. Giant bat monster with a gnarly mouth and dead milky white eyes full of arcane sigils like drawn into them. It makes roaring sounds as it's flying around.
Yeah.
Godbound get to go first, so if you want to engage this thing in conversation, this is the thing. People
Yes.
are watching, you have a show in front of you.
Conversation.
Alright, Lothar is not going to be the one to do the if we're going to try social, he's going to be go by the flocks as per his cult, so he will let the,
Do we want to? I thought we were all under agreement. We're just gonna kill it.
You know what's a good way to negotiate a conversation? Is to rip off one of his wings first.
By the way, it has a wingspan as a 747 jet. Fighting a giant airplane once.
do you guys want all flight, or you want to
Jefferson.
can you fight from the back? Do you want to fight from the back of the airship? Your call.
All flight would be nice.
I don't think this ship will survive long enough against this. So,
Okay, so yes,
Yeah.
I will.
I can fly on my own.
Oh, excellent. But
Oh, this thing's wings is like wider than the Tower of Pisa is long.
okay. I mean, the Tower of Pisa is not that
They took the
big.
Tower of Pisa, put it like horizontally, and gave it wings and a bat
I
skeleton.
now have an extra.
Flapped it.
on my
That's what's coming.
comment sheet too.
You-
5?
Yeah.
You are not
I
helping
bought
this
the,
imagery. It just looks really dumb right now.
Statue of Liberty sized wingspan.
So we're fighting the Ghostbusters 2.
Yes.
This is coming towards
Yes.
us.
You are fighting Vigo the Carpathian.
Okay.
Time is but a door, death but a window.
If only we had the Statue of Liberty covered in pink slime.
Anyway, what do you guys do? What do you guys do? It is going to start chanting and casting at you, and it's going to start doing terrible things to you and your ship.
Oh wait, it's throwing magic at us?
Because of that sorcery, that means you can disenchant your ship and you'll crash and burn.
Yeah, we
Yep.
should fly and we should leave the ship.
Oh
Well, someone can hopefully counter that, but
no! You probably, one of you probably can. You can probably make the birds carry it, and you have the word of sky. You can probably
Yeah,
make it fly.
There's stuff we can do.
You can Tinkerbell it, like Captain Hook's ship.
But if we leave the ship, it might not come to that. We might get
Yeah, I'm
if we
gonna fly
go
towards
engage it, we might occupy its
I will give
attention.
flight to since
Whoever
you don't,
needs it.
to whoever needs it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We could throw in 2 NPCs if you wanna if they're along with us.
So, Acer and
Someone's feeling suicidal. So
You,
Acer,
aren't your guys is really buff? Like, your followers are really buff.
How many people
there's
can you make
no
fly?
way. I can only fly 6 people.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
1, 2, 3, 4. Including yourself or not including yourself?
Don't you have
no,
your
I
own
don't need
flight
mine.
suit?
Yeah, I
1,
have.
2,
I already
3,
have permanent.
So we
double.
have 3 NPCs.
6 people.
to go.
Do we have? Did we bring? Dead guy left, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he's
He's
doing
long
his own
gone.
thing.
yeah.
So one of the Acers or whoever the current Acer is.
Just throw like 6 Eastern things at them, and let them do it.
Yeah, okay. Like, I just wasn't sure if you guys wanted your worst first.
They're only useful if they're in a mob.
Oh.
Like a group of them, could maybe do something, but 1 or 2 on their
The
own.
Black
is
Watch
not-
mercenary just kind of is like, no, he's right.
I don't
I
have
don't get to
I
fly
don't have any heroes in my
out
group
of the
yet,
sky.
and I haven't turned them into like flying like with wings, like friends at a painting.
So what does that
Hawkmen,
cost
so
you? How much does that cost you? Effort
one effort.
Commit, cutscene.
Commit for.
Oh yeah, that picture's
just
actually
commit.
perfect, Peter.
So since this is like a breaker lord guy, is he considered to have people in subjection?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
I'm going to commit
Hundreds.
effort to break the mic.
What does that do?
It makes his AC 9 against me.
Nice. Against you or
Against me.
against you?
All right, so you target the breaker and attempt to commit effort to that gift, and it doesn't apply. Everything you know about him says it should. It doesn't. It doesn't lock on. It doesn't waste anything, but you try to lock onto him, and it won't.
Maybe it's an illusion.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So we can go hit him and see.
Well, that's flying and attack.
I will send the swarm.
Off.
Oh, by the way, I have like a
Bees.
swarm of bees around me that all kind of their black stripes kind of glow a little bit purple, and they're all just around me at all times. And I put my hand forward and point, and they all rush forward and kill.
birds and the bees and the furious kitties. No.
You send your swarm. You send your scorn.
I do.
Thus says the Lord.
And I don't know what's gonna happen because I don't. It's made of smoke, but
All right, we'll roll to attack the breaker.
what's its It's not on the character sheet on the battle
Oh, I'm
sheet.
sorry. Its AC is AC 4.
4.
That's a hard no.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, buddy. Maybe next time. All right, you fire bees at it, and the bees just don't make purchase. Like they're flying stinger first, and they're actually full of energon. So when they hit, they detonate. Like some of the stripes are white energon, some of them are black energon. So when the bees crush up, they combine and detonate.
Killer bees.
It doesn't happen, so I guess they'll come back.
I have a.
You just make them.
I have a metric ton of bats,
Yeah, you do.
so they're gonna go and
They're a vast mob. They can do the thing where they auto hit and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's
that-
attacks.
Blood like water!
blood like water on that thing. Why
Blood
not?
orgy. All right, what do they do?
They're gonna go straight at that thing and basically because
Panic.
mechanically, they're gonna rush it and overwhelm. Basically, I just want to make sure it's not real. I don't actually think.
Oh, it's totally real.
Oh, it is. Okay, and then I'm gonna be rushing towards flying up.
I just need the damage numbers.
Oh, sure.
Where do you
have the
find
rat
your
swarm
best?
up.
Vast mob of nonsense. I fly and attack, and my command the swarms do the same. So we should have some birds around too.
Yeah, there's birds everywhere.
We should have prepped the battleship beforehand.
Maybe,
With
but
all
okay.
mobs.
Vast Verminous Swarm does 1d6 gnaw damage, and it can attack 3 times. So there's 3d6 gnaw damage. So roll 3d6 through the chart.
Okay, that's.
You blocked like water did, so you don't need to roll 2 hit. You just roll damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
automatic.
Oh, okay, that's right. So it's
3d6.
3d6. And I got my attack. 1 and 1.
So 2 damage.
Does it do anything?
Yeah, you totally rip into it. You're tearing chunks out of it, blood's pouring out of it, the whole thing.
Okay, I'll attack it too. And I will commit an effort for the day.
Yep.
Hungry Maw of this attack is total nonsense. And I'll commit an effort for the. Oh, you know what? I
Left.
forgot to actually say I used it.
Use what?
The one that wants to make an extra action on the first round.
Do whatever you fucking want. Okay, it's the first
You pick
round,
your first
and I'm not gonna cock block you on that.
So commit for scene. I'm
As well.
dangerously low on effort now, but
1 effort left.
which I'll save for auto saves hopefully. That will probably miss while we roll it. Nope.
1 hit.
2 hits.
Do your damage.
9 is
9 is 2.
2 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 1. So 3. Not great.
Okay, yeah. So you like jump onto it, and start raptoring in.
Okay, and then
Oh, like I'm asking you for effect.
oh yeah, Lothar charges straight in and he's going directly for the ear.
Like burrowing into it.
Yeah, burrowing into it.
Yeah, you're ripping meat out
Ripping
and
the
stuff.
shred out of
There's blood
stuff.
pouring out everywhere.
Yeah, behind the ears is really easy to get to the eyes and the brain and stuff on birds and stuff.
Something
It's like,
else.
he's really
It's
big.
a bat.
He needs to- and then second round of attacks.
Oh, second round. There we go. Down to 10 hit points.
What's its AC?
4.
Okay, that is not going to hit, so 2 hits. Those are crap. I can remember I got to roll those. That's a bit better. 6 points of damage on those ones.
Jesus Christ. Right, it's down to 4.
That
Yeah.
doesn't sound right.
Burrowing into this thing, and yeah, you're just ripping chunks out of it. It's falling apart on the inside. It's making howling noises and flying kind of weird now.
I guess I can't launch my gold links from the ship on it.
Why not? You have Dragon Strength. Why not?
Sure.
Tell me why not.
Because they would
Command.
die. But
I
I
don't
don't think
mind.
he cares.
Oh, they just swarm onto him and start biting into him. So,
So
I
you're
guess-
just gonna use your prodigious strength just to hug a little group of them onto him?
or have the ship launch it. It probably has some cannons,
Yeah, the
right?
ship has cannons. It can do that.
Exactly, just a little bit
It
of
has
cannons.
suicide launchers. Good.
Yeah, so blood like water onto him. I guess that's
Alright,
small.
Goatlings land on and just start into him.
Biting. So that's, what, 26?
I mean, unless you gave them like plus 10 swords or something so they do more damage. Which is something you do if you want to be efficient like this.
Alright, 2 damage to him.
Okay.
And I guess I'll go after them.
Yeah, they're using their super strength and stuff, just bash their way into his bones and stuff, and like tear into his like rib cages.
Yep.
He's not getting a chance to act.
Pop a bomb, and I missed myself. You guys.
Alright, so Crimson Marquis takes aim at the wing and just shoots at it with his gyrojet weapons. So, got a 16.
Little rocket. How much damage?
10. So 2 damage.
Dies. You fire a gyrojet round. It doesn't quite hit the wing. It actually goes nearer to the main body and blows a hole into it. And like, goo is oozing out.
Oh.
And it just keeps flying like on a glide. And like it catches air and goes up and glides down and then keeps up. It stops talking and like moving.
Did I just kill a kite?
Yep.
Marquis looks a bit disdainful.
The goo is actually running down strings that is now visible to you guys.
Strings. What kind of strings?
They're made of gossamer. Sorcerer material.
Oh. So what is the other end of the strings attached to?
Down in the forest by the base of the mountain.
Hey, Asterin,
Yes, Mum? I mean, God? Mum.
you have lightning?
Yes.
Please cast it at that.
Got it! Goes below it.
I want it to go down the street. That's what I was trying to do.
So many gold things just
The
falling
line,
out.
just like the cord, just explodes from the magic. There's still more cords attached to it.
Do they all go to the same place?
Yep.
Let's go check it out.
You've got really unseemly strength, don't you? Can't you yank it up?
Oh yeah. I could try tugging on it.
Just collect some of those cords and pull.
Yeah.
Strength check. Strength check. Strength
Success.
check. How much by?
11?
That's amazing. All right, you rip all those gossamer threads in like a bundle. It's like a thick bundle too, like the size of like a big branch of like individual strings. And you rip something that comes flying loose and kind of just falls at your hand. It's a pair of marionette handles.
Okay.
It's like
Like
a one of
somewhere-
those cross things?
Yeah, like a bunch of them.
And they were going down though.
Yeah, they were down there.
Are they people-sized or? Okay, yeah. So I think those are his worshippers.
The breaker is just kind of floating away on the wind. It's gonna land into like a forest nearby.
It's gonna be hilarious if someone finds that. Just gonna barrel towards them.
Yeah, it's gonna scare the shit out of a bunch of people because it's gonna crash into a tree line. It's full of celestial shards.
Huh.
Do you think we should go down, check it out?
I suppose.
I think that's
Right.
the people there. Those are the people-sized things.
Well, it would have to be someone pretty powerful to
Also, it's instructed specifically
I mean,
for
how
them.
many of them are there? I'm figuring a bunch, right? A bunch
Everyone
of...
looks horrified at what you guys done because you killed their god.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, the breaker that rules them, that keeps them enslaved in the mountain that you guys just killed. The thing you wanted to do, embarrass the shit out of it in front of his worshippers.
Mm-hmm.
You did that.
Let's go down and see who is pulling the strings.
Yeah. I'll plummet to the earth.
All right, you guys are gonna fall down.
Well,
But, not in a way that would matter.
Okay, uncommit. Once we are.
Sure. So, Corpse Blighter, the marionette on dead strings, is dead. No, that's not his name
So,
anymore.
is-
He's dead.
Is there hands? Is there like viscera on my hands, or is it all like kite material?
No, it's gore. That was a living thing.
Okay.
And now that you're not in the battle frenzy and you're a competent hunter, you would have figured this out probably after the first fucking turn. Because it only took one turn for you guys to drop its 15 hit dice. It's been dead for like a week. It's just these things are so big, their body takes a while to die. So even after they're dead, the body's still growing and doing all the stuff and pumping blood and shit.
So
Takes a
someone
while.
killed it and hollowed it out and added puppetry so that they could puppet it as. Huh.
There's magic in that body too. It was gonna cast spells and use its powers and stuff and everything.
We should.
Just because it died doesn't mean it wasn't alive anymore.
first, we should find who was puppeting it.
The name of the song is Sinister Strings.
Hmm.
My brain bug.
I mean, I already have roughly an idea of who would do something like that. I mean, puppet strings, a marionette.
Yeah, it's very.
So,
Are we talking about Acer?
No.
Julia.
Julie writes.
It wouldn't be beyond them to do something this horrifying.
So there's a clearing. The clearing is a large stone pagoda with small, almost kind of man-sized, man-high gravestones lining it. It looks, vaguely fantasy pagan-y. And there's a few of those headstones knocked over and a crack in a tree. And a bunch of drag marks on the ground from someone's heels.
And you pulled up the string. Okay, let's
Well, we've got an origin point. You can track from here.
Yep, I'll look around for any way of tracking this thing.
Yeah, there's tracks. Easy tracks. Easy tracks.
Do they look like people tracks?
Yeah.
I mean, for what counts as people around here.
Yeah, they have a Chirotian design code, which means bat. You can just tell by the feet and stuff, and the patterns of how the branches are broken. Some of it has Vatagia, the wings.
Hmm. Very bad light.
it was a spawn.
I still have my effort committed for the weather, but
Sure.
I'm going to change it subtly. It's going to be less of thunderous clouds. The sky is going to clear, and there's going to be shafts of sun that are beaming down on
It
us.
definitely won't be because the sun is gone.
Shafts of
That's
eclipse.
right.
That's still happening.
Maybe have
even
your
after-
crew
even after
start
Skyblighters
guarding the corpse while we're gone.
What's that?
Maybe have your crew guard the. Perhaps your crew should guard the corpse while we're exploring this.
Send the ship over. Reel it in. Let's hook probably on the bottom.
No, let's just let it go.
No, it's made of money.
For now.
All right, sure.
Like,
All right, we're going into salvage. They get their drills and their saws out. Anyway, you guys are in the middle of the clearing. You're gonna follow the tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, about 100 feet that way, near a lake that has a cave concealed behind it with a rock that's been kind of moved and shuffled back in, is someone closing a rock and leaving a waterfall. It looks like a bat person. She's young, maybe. No, probably old for the setting for how long people live. 20s. Young for us, old for the setting. Covered in jewelry, has piercings everywhere, tattoos, bare patches of fur that have weird arcane symbols on them. Stuff that the future people recognize as advanced magic theory. Mixed in with really weird, pre-modern sorceress stuff.
Oh god, we created a new subculture.
Yeah, she's trying to scuttle away behind a waterfall.
translation. We would like to talk, please.
Makes like an echolocation thing. Go away, no one's here.
Pay no attention to the bat behind the giant rock. So yeah, we'll just head towards that anyway. We can see you.
I guess you can like use your weather powers to like make the waterfall go aside, and she's there cornered.
Sure.
Take the rock.
Oh boy, gods. Hi.
Hello.
You saved us from the Titan. Oh boy, cursed womb birth of Fui, you struck it down. Haha, how strong you are.
This reminds me of something for some reason.
What's your name?
Me? I'm you can call me Standby. That's, it's my mother's name.
Is she on something, or
Yes!
is she just okay?
She is on, you know the signs because you're a fucking addict by nature, vampire. She's on seer cocaine. It's a series of hallucinogenics that future seers use to see the future. Telltale signs, sniffing. It looks like she's answering your questions as soon as you say them. She's looking where you're going to be going. Her eyes have a blue tinge to them. There's sigils on the inside of her, like eyeballs.
Oh. How far into the addiction is she? Like, is this something she's
She
been doing
is
for a while, or
currently
just introduced?
super high. She
She's
does not
never
have a
done this drug
tolerance.
before?
Yeah, she does not have a tolerance for it.
You want to
Killed
tell
your
us?
god.
You did just now. You showed up in your flying pirate ship that we all know about because look, it's the famous sky pirate. You just killed him, super dead.
I'm going to.
Hang on one second. So I still have Nightingale's song active. I'm
Okay.
going to sing a song to get her to calm down and trust us.
She is going to resist because she's a worthy foe.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But I
Save.
figured I'd give it a shot.
Can I have a D20? Yeah, she resists.
I'm going to smell her to figure out where she's from.
Oh, she's from here.
Oh,
She's
okay.
literally one of those Titans kids. You can smell it off of her.
Okay.
And her station, because you asked people know this, she looks like a breaker high priest.
Oh.
So who's been bringing you nose candy from the
This,
colonies?
oh, God, you got it from Tribute, and, it was just in the Horde, and, his nose is so big, it didn't do anything for him because he's terrible, so, we just don't know, it doesn't matter.
It matters. It certainly does.
Men in red.
So
Men in red, they had those metal sticks, round, soft helmets, smooth faces.
Kind of like
They
the
had
future
paper
people.
money.
I said I look pointedly at the future people.
yeah, specifically the ones who
The money
The
people.
money people.
The money
yeah.
The backward savages who still use currency.
Yes.
Manta Corporation.
Mantic-
I am going to use Flesh Made True, which cures poisons. I'm assuming drugs count as poison.
Well, she's gonna resist.
She really likes.
She's
that
a worthy
drug.
foe.
She may have to spend effort to gain benefit from it. Or no, unless it's I don't know.
She's not letting you purge or psych drugs out of her system. She's happy with them. She's comfortable with them. She's gonna roll. Does she succeed on an 8+? Super yes. She has a 6+ save.
Nice.
So I don't know why. Oh, I'm the high priest of our Lord, and I guess you want me to, usher you in as the new gods in this place and take tribute, prima nocta, the whole thing, right?
Sure.
Oh yes, actually, but
You just smooth this over.
Yes, let's settle in.
what happened to your breaker lord?
You killed him.
He was dead long
We
before
killed him
that.
the first time.
Maybe enslaving people his whole life killed him a long time ago and it just caught up with him, right? That happens.
I mean, fair. We're not mad at whoever killed it. Had it coming. We just need to know.
He got, sleepy and didn't. It was your idea to begin with, really. Just wait till he's asleep and
Did you do it in exchange for drugs?
No, I was doing those a long time before. It's just he was, asleep, and you told us to, so we did it.
Huh.
Told you to.
You told us to. You beamed it into my head. Like, I know you don't want to take credit for what you did.
Shouldn't that be network?
No, I think
this is outside your range.
I understand. People who are very primitive, they don't understand that their own conscience is their own conscience. They think that God's telling them to do things. That's why she thinks we told her, which we did. And she did a good job. She's a good servant, but
I mean, that wasn't really the deal.
What was the deal?
I'm in charge now.
Of what?
This, which gestures at the mountain.
Perhaps under us.
I mean, as long as that means I make the call to shots, because you have so much already, that means I get to be here. I did the work, I made the sacrifices, I did the learning. I attended the night school.
The night school?
Yeah, night school.
From the butts. Obviously.
You go to bed and then you're in school and then you wake up and you know stuff. It was your idea.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like
no,
what you
this
were
sounds a
talking
little
about.
bit different.
She's got stuff on her head, techie stuff.
Yes. There's no technology on her. She's wearing jewelry and stuff. Nothing on her is high tech. She's just on future drugs.
Oh, I thought you
okay.
had,
No, she doesn't have implants or anything.
She also has tattoos that are in patterns
Perhaps
of
She has
magic.
Oppenheimer's theories all carved into her. And
It sounds like here's a word. Just take look at her reaction. Does the word shadow anthropology mean anything to you?
No. What?
Who were those people before?
Jewelry rights. I don't think that's what this is, though.
if she's been taking sear cocaine, essentially, it's likely enhanced her thoughts in a way that someone from this time wasn't prepared to handle. So likely this was all her own doing, and she just doesn't understand that.
No one has
Mental
lie
stuff?
detecting abilities. No one has lie detecting abilities.
Why would anyone lie to us? We're
She just
so
kind
local.
of puts her little bat claw hand up to where the moon is eclipsing the sun and cups it, and then just pushes it sideways back into orbit so the sun's back.
Yeah.
Now we get sunbeams.
There we go. Now those volumetric God Razor attacks in the GPU.
So how does she have the capacity to do that?
Looks like she takes back some power from underneath from that gift.
It's likely she's...
She's a bit. Yeah. I think she's probably going. She may try and do something here. That would be unwise.
Would it?
Yeah.
You don't look so tough.
I mean,
There's no real permanent.
Plus, you walked into my minefield.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like you told me you would. She knows Pour of Hell.
I don't know what
Because
that
she's a
is.
Theurge.
What's that?
It means your low
Magic.
magic is like Acer and Thaa tier stuff. She is
Yeah.
advanced stuff.
In our sim, she'd be a Eldritch.
She is an Eldritch. Yep. Something happened to her.
well, so we're going to make her my high priest, but
No, she's a little bit above that.
What's her AC?
4.
That's a really good AC.
Yeah, it is.
okay. So maybe let's pause, let's update the sheet, and
She's not going to attack you. She's just
Oh.
getting ready to leave. She's gonna try and break away from this because you guys are here. She doesn't want you to be here.
So how do we play that? How would you like to play this? Do we capture? Speak?
Do we really have any issue with her?
no.
I mean, she killed a breaker. She
She continued.
attempted to mock it.
What have you done since?
Since I killed God.
Hey, bats!
She's right here.
Bat showed up.
Yeah. Can you tell me what she's been doing since she killed the god? Or
Bats
did you
didn't
know
even
that? Oh. So she continued to run things. Was torture still going on in the past week?
Pretty much no. Only because she didn't have the focus for it, maybe. She was too busy covering up the fact that she actually killed God. And by accident, I mean with total intent. She was trying to make it look like everything was fine.
And slowly wean them off the fact that God's there once he starts to smell.
Yeah. So he's taking a sabbatical. He's laying eggs.
You may wish to consider.
Bats don't lay eggs.
You may wish to consider heading to the city and joining, but apparently no one in this group has any particular issue with you. But you may wish to consider coming to the city.
I think I'm fine. I think everything's fine.
I think she's being influenced by one of the factions.
Yeah, she's being influenced by something already.
If only Peter was here. We'll pause. Unless you want to keep talking to her. Dig a little more.
So how often does your supplier come for your little habit?
What do you mean?
You could probably make more of it.
Your sear cocaine,
I would
the
recommend.
thing you've been snorting, enhance your powers.
Yeah, what about it?
Who's been bringing it to you?
I just have the one brick.
Check more.
Let's see this brick.
She like fishes into her clothing, like her little bat satchel. And it was a brick that was like this big, like a block of cheddar, and now it's like this big.
So what do you think is going to happen once that runs out?
That won't happen. That doesn't seem real. Good things don't come to an end.
No, that definitely does, and it will hurt. I can tell you that much. It will hurt so much when that runs out. You won't be able to control this colony. You won't be able to function. The visions will go away. This enhanced intelligence will go away. You'll be back to worse than you were before.
You have clearly natural talent. If you could spend your time actually learning to wean yourself from this, we could use the technologies of the city.
She's like checking her shoulders.
Help you out.
No. I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to develop as a character at all. No, all I gotta do is get enough of these critters and grind them up and snort them. What's an elithid?
I don't think those exist yet. Not for a while. Not in your lifetime.
Well, I'm pretty sure I could call up a few of them, put them in the grinder.
I think this
Or a
is...
cephalax.
I
Just looking at her
actually,
body
I have a
painting.
character. Tell me if you think this is totally unreasonable. My character is from the area around one of those settlements, because we all had that big cluster where we met in that area,
Alright,
like
yeah.
when we started that area.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were talking with the people from that faction were friendly. Maybe they've arranged to. They were interested in constantly in trading for various things. Maybe they were attempting to get rid of some of the more dangerous creatures of this domain by bribing the natural inhabitants with
Weapons.
yeah,
Like that very first session.
yes, with weapons and the strange powder.
Do you know how often caravans get like intercepted around her? She might have just found like a broken stash or something like that and taken this and snorted it, because what else do you do with strange white powder you find?
I mean, the breaker had it, and he had no use for it, so she's like, I'm going to take this as tribute because I'm your high priest. And he's like, whatever.
Oh yeah, they probably just gave him whatever.
Yeah.
She just took it. She's like, ooh, dust. The pack has instructions on it that's like super translatable that tells you what to do with it.
Not take that huge amount that she's probably been taking with her cereal.
She doesn't know how to count or measure.
Just by the spoonful, just eating it. Just fucking pamming it out. Is it? It's not easy to reproduce at all, I'm assuming, because it's made from
The symbols
fucking
on
elements.
her arm that she's pointing to about what makes up the constituent ingredients for the specific type of cocaine she's on show like mental psionic critters, including those dragon things, the mind worms. Like there's like a symbol for them and lesser versions of them, and a symbol of those masks from those like monsters.
Out of
Yeah,
friendship,
she knows those.
you might be able to free her of freedom her out of the compulsion.
I can.
It's just a sheer
Also, by the way, that's why your freedom gift didn't work on the monster instead.
Yeah.
It wasn't in charge of anyone. It was a kite. I made you fight Kite Man.
I can also cure her
To catch
addiction,
you?
but she's
Yeah.
going to resist me.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't bother mentioning, because she doesn't want to be off the drugs.
So another thing is this seer stuff. Like, if you take it in small doses, is it less horrible? Like, does it fuck you up less, or?
She's
it
probably
out?
high on the deicide too. Like her whole personality is probably a little fucked up because she went and killed God, and then ate his body, and then became an eldritch.
She's basically on bath salts. That's what it feels like.
She has a lot of things in her system, including her dad.
Right. You could have phrased that better.
Jesus.
I meant that like in the most literal way. She carved out chunks of his spiritual like core and like used it to make herself strong.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
I think we should just let her go.
I'm going to try to explain to her just, if she starts taking this, if she comes off this high and starts taking in decent amounts, which we can probably supply her with, she'll be able to augment her powers without being a wreck.
Yeah, okay. If you want to supply this as tribute to the great state of Dame to be determined. What do you want from us? What do you want? Do you want gold? Chocolate? Children?
Worship us.
I want to dissolve your entire power structure.
Oh.
I have a thought. We
Right.
could simply have some birds fall around her around, and when her powder runs out, of course there is the potential
I mean,
of her getting into additional mischief.
we didn't like the previous guy because he was enslaving people and such. Maybe some reforms or changes.
I mean, if you see to our various religions in apt ways, that means she's not going to be enslaving them or anything like that. It'll be simply another society. Then it can't all come and live in our city yet.
I mean, they do like structure.
I was considering spending some time outside the city recruiting from the cult anyway. This seems like it would be a good place to start.
Okay. That sounds reasonable. We've just met this person. I don't know how much we can trust her or what have you, but there's no reason to not trust her at this point.
She saw that her...
Lothar gives you sort of incredulous.
What?
She kills her god.
He was evil. And
Yes,
he was
but
enslaving people.
She
and...
didn't kill him because she wanted to free her people. She killed him because she is addicted to the strange demon powder from another dimension.
Well, the demon powder was only part of it.
I mean, what's the difference?
The end result is the same. The people are free.
Yeah, it's justified means, right? Night class taught me that.
Like, the people are free now.
I want to know what this night class is.
It's night class. It's like, you run it.
You people
It's
dream,
what
right?
she hallucinates and thinks that we're talking to her.
Like, everyone goes to night class in our mountain.
It's dreams. I think it's literally dreams.
Is
Her
there
dreams are becoming more
any
coherent.
fucking network technology anywhere up in this fucking mountain?
In check.
Okay, because I can just automatically sense it. I shouldn't have
There's a
to
reason you have to.
roll. But,
There's a reason you have to.
okay, so int check, so it's plus my modifier?
No, you just roll over the score.
Oh. If I fucking fail, it's gonna be so pissed. I only have to
Check.
roll over a 2.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Okay, I succeeded.
Now that you're looking for it, there's an encrypted channel, like a divinely encrypted channel nearby.
Oh, okay. I'm going to
Hack.
place my hand against whatever wall or floor is closest to it and like send my insects out through there to try to hack it.
It looks like it's a signal repeater, and you know what the signal's like. It's a unity signal.
Oh, excellent. I actually wanted to talk to these guys.
You say out loud.
I do actually say that out loud.
So, we good? We're not going to do the combat where I unleash all the hell mines I set up, and then there's screaming and the ice and the destruction, and I fly on leathery wings, throw the moon at you.
I think we can avoid that.
Good, because I had a temporal thing stored up. Gonna take a few rounds to set some things up.
Can I,
before you go,
Before you go, I live here.
Yeah.
So, I know now what she means by night class. I wanted to talk to them anyway, but I'm not sure how. I guess I could just go to sleep and,
You don't sleep.
You have network.
talk to them
You
through
can
the
talk with
network.
yeah. That's true.
It's the fun thing. You guys don't really sleep.
Yeah, I sleep.
Not the same way. Plus, it's not set to your frequency. They didn't put that. It's not a wide range.
Theoretically, I don't have any gifts to prevent me from sleeping. I just use my magic to do it. So. I could go take a nap.
Go get high.
Oh, maybe I could just take it. Maybe that's enough to do what I want.
I am not in favor of leaving this strange night class.
Yeah,
teaching
can you turn
this
it
art,
off?
I could, and I could probably also take it and strip it for parts.
or alter it?
So we're good here. Hi, we're good. You're gonna give me drugs, and I'll make my people worship you.
Sounds
Could
good.
alter that. Could be.
All right, that's great. Go away.
How can you possibly be in favor of this?
I'm not.
Head away from my mountain. Have a great time outside of my mountain. I hope you have a pleasant time on your boat back home, away from here.
I'm going to leave a few birds. If you have a change of heart, we'll run out of this.
What? No, this is a great deal. You're gonna supply me with stuff, and we're gonna worship you. We'll make a statue that looks just like you, and you, and you, and you, and you. One statue with one. It's like 5 sides, like a pentagram, pentagon.
I think we do better with just a clean slate in charge here.
Whoa.
Marky
I
just
agree.
gets out his cell phone and like texts Mattiel.
She kind of just bats away.
Oh, relax. This is nothing. This is my meditation device.
The absolute worst thing that will happen if we decide to do such a thing is that we will part ways.
Yeah.
We don't have any desire to kill you.
What were you texting to Mateo?
Yeah, he just texts, knock her out, use your power, basically. Use your gifts.
How?
Which I guess he would say. What? How? What?
How is he supposed to knock her out?
Freedom.
With his fists. With a combat round.
Okay. I thought we were all just gonna be fine with this, but alright.
No, because she's only agreeing to this so she can have more drugs, and it's obvious she's not gonna.
And be left alone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, does it matter if the end result is the same?
She's super
Yeah,
unstable, like
yes,
she's
it
getting
does.
weird subliminal messages from someone who could be coaching her.
Well, I was
to
gonna
be
turn it
worse.
off.
She's in the thrall of unity. She's just
Like,
gonna.
I was gonna turn that off.
She's just gonna enslave the people to try and
You
force
just
them
like
to worship us.
take over the network and be using them in your night lessons.
She's gonna show up to her people and be like, "You worship these 5 gods now." It's like, what about that god? Ah, he died or something.
We killed it. They saw us kill it.
We're still controlled by a theocracy, but I'm also the government now, so you have 2 different sets of leaders.
I mean, they're no worse off than
And
the
one of
Romantos.
I mean, sounds fine.
She doesn't want to be God. She doesn't want to be religious leader. She just wants to be in charge.
Perfect.
The issue is that she's really being fucked up by these drugs that are just telling her to do random things.
It was not random to lead you into an ambush. There are multiple 10D10 mines in the area that are ready to go off. Nor was it random that she murdered her god and turned him into a puppet to make it look like the other breakers that he was still alive, so they could continue on being unmolested by breakers. So those were acts of purpose, cunning and concentrated logic.
She just wanted to stab her dad one day.
He was an asshole, and he had magic in him that she could use.
Oh. I am immune to theurgy.
Hey! Hey!
How come?
What?
Eldritch Wards is a vampire
Oh.
gift.
Nice. Nice.
Does that mean you're immune to the time stop she has stored?
breaking of
Due to any
dawn.
hostile magic or theurgy used directly against you,
Ah,
normal
there it
attacks against you, then both. So I guess if she stopped into her world, that would be targeted at me. It's only if she was like, I freeze you. It's like, no.
No, her time stop means she can still act. And you're like, uh-oh, guys, it's tough. It's just a theurgy spell.
Oh, I know. My Yeah, in my game they use it.
Would you be able to pass me the water bottle?
So what are your actions, guys? We're in the middle of a lull in decisiveness.
I think so. Just pause for a second. Let's decide: are we going to do something or not?
All right, let's pause. All right, we're back. So you guys all talk about what you want to do.
We are going to back away from this and go investigate the network.
All right, you disengage. Very good. Would you end her funky music?
White. Okay.
All right, you get away from her clearing now that you know theurgy and stuff and like can keep an eye out. Oh man, she marked those hellfire runes everywhere.
Oh wow, she was just going to take out everything.
Like not her people, but like this clearing would have taken so much 10d6 damage over it.
Oh wow, I think I know what I want to do for magical item creation is the cell phones, except when you take a picture, it can see low magic.
There you go. That's easy.
Nice, like the
It's not even a gift. That's
like those
super easy.
Yeah.
those games, like those ghost hunting games with your phone.
Yeah, basically that you can see spirits and magic and stuff like that with your camera.
Easy peasy. You guys leave the combat zone and don't fight the Eldritch. The strong Eldritch. She was bound to night, sky, and sorcery.
Oh no.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yup.
Would have been a doozy.
So yeah, let's go check out this network and fuck it up.
Yeah, as you guys are walking, I'm guessing closer to where the repeater's coming from.
Mhm.
Your billy goats, who have this whole time been kind of like, in the middle of the fight and like getting ready and stuff and follow you, they're like still bashing their heads against themselves and like hitting you sometimes, like running themselves into you.
What's wrong with you?
Itchy.
Where? Rubbing it.
And whenever you guys get closer, they get more itchy and they start trying to smash their brains in. They've been doing this since ever you made them stronger.
What?
Like, for like a month.
I kind of
What?
just assumed you made them stupider.
So they're like locking horns, using rocks on each other's heads,
I guess you help
picking up
figure
bats
this
that
out.
they picked up from stores in the town and like hang themselves over the head with it.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. Itchy on the inside?
Itchy.
What kind of itchy?
Itchy.
Can I use health to figure out what the fuck they're talking about?
Yeah, there's something wrong with their brains. They're picking up an electrical charge. Their horns are acting as antennas because they keep using this fucking metal to anoint themselves. And the muscle around their brains and stuff is stronger and carrying more of an electrical charge. So they're picking up a radio signal. They've been doing it for like a month.
Is it the Unity signal or is it something else?
No, it's your signal. The signal that you guys have been looking for.
What signal have we been looking for?
The one you're looking for right now.
The
Oh
Unity
yeah, the
signal.
Unity signal. Yeah. And they've been picking it up for a month.
Yeah.
Huh. Can I use health to cure that?
You have to turn on.
Just insulate the bone inside them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming like Flesh Made True would just do that.
Yeah, just like, boop, insulated.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay,
Thank you, God.
no problem.
You truly are the King of Kings.
If people have problems like that, they should come to us. Or like someone at least.
Itchy Brains isn't strong. If you're not strong, you're dinner. He like lowers his head to look at you, and you can see like bite marks under his eye and stuff.
Every time he complains, they start chewing on him.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're just like that.
So you're calling this a unity signal.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, one of
boy.
the future societies that came back, you know how on the devices that the Marquis gave us, we're all in the same place where we can all talk to each other on the devices? It's like that, but in people's minds.
And
For
it's
the
always on.
entire society, and it's always on, and you can't turn it off. Although you can kind of ignore it when you get used to it.
And they've extended it out to here?
There's a device here that's making it so that these people here are connected to it, but the space in between here and like our city isn't all connected or anything. It's just this patch is connected. I'm assuming that's how it works. Yeah.
Something like that.
But High Priest didn't seem to have anything.
I think this might only be working when they're sleeping or something. I'm not. Oh, it's not. It's not a device or anything. There's a device in this mountain that's making it happen to everybody.
Right, right.
The individual people don't need to have anything installed in them.
Right.
Shall I?
Back in the day, there was a tower that reached above the stars and the moons, like it was super tall. It just made everyone in it by existing.
Should I try and
Back in the day.
investigate this night school?
I think we
By going
should.
to sleep?
I don't think so. I think we should get to the device first and let me check it out without putting us inside of it. I don't think we're causing problems for us because we're gods, but
Luckily, the issue for her and why it's not affecting the others as badly is because she's also taking the future drug.
Oh, wait, this makes sense. Some of the drones have been talking about having really vivid dreams. I just thought it was the propaganda running through your, vampire city.
really, in our city.
Yeah. I just thought it was, the shocking architecture and the black and white pictures and the obey signs everywhere. I don't know. I don't sleep. I'm an elf. And he, goes into, his pocket and pulls out, a leather-bound book that says Player's Guide to Elves. I reverie to rest. 4th edition.
He's the best.
What concerns me is that she was getting these messages to kill the breaker, and she thought they were coming from us.
I'm not sure if
Maybe
we
it
can
was.
take anything she's saying at face value because she's on drugs, doesn't understand what's going on, and is crazy. And also is crazy on having cannibalized her own father.
So there's no chance someone is
To
just trying
most
to
people-
set us up?
There is a chance, but I think that she may not understand that we're not the ones that are putting the dreams in their heads.
That-
They may be framing us, I don't know, but she may just not understand because
Maybe
it's coming from outside.
Someone told her to kill the god, and then tell her that they'd come, and she thought we were them.
I would also like to point out to most of the dwellers of this world, even someone such as you or I are unknowable things from the future. I know it sounds ridiculous, but
You guys are a little easier to handle because you've been around for 10 years with the common folk, and you're clearly one of them.
yeah. But I mean, this is still a god on an airship flying around. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just pointing out that it's a little easier for you two because you're just one of them.
3.
the
Oh,
difference.
No, not Azazel. Azazel's not one of them. Azazel's 9 feet tall and a dragon goat.
That's fair.
Azazel is nothing like the common man.
If your theory is true, then we're expecting someone else to be showing up. Probably. in time.
Eventually.
And there's also the chance that just the signal is telling people to just kill breakers in general or rebel against them because they're terrible. It could have just been a general statement as well.
I guess we'll know when you plug in.
Yes.
Alright, do you want to arrive at the site?
Yes.
Okay, there is a square concrete building partially submerged into the ground with a large steel antenna coming out of it with what looks like an energon bulb on the top blinking, giving off black light. So your clothes and stuff give off luminescence whenever it pulses. The structure has a door that opens on hinges.
I will go inside.
The door just opens. There's a key card and you're just no,
Yeah.
I'm Thaa. Okay, it's a recording studio. It's a radio booth. There's a glass area where there's a radio booth. There's a chair covering dust, kind of spinning slowly, like this in Silent Hill, someone was just here, but no one's been here. There's a thin layer of dust everywhere. And there is a viewing room when it's on air, because the on-air light is on, because it's coming to nighttime after all the day's events, with a screen on and headphones, and it says for people who are somnatically challenged.
Okay. I guess I'll look in that.
It's just a little mini theater for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
People who are somnatically challenged.
Yeah.
Can't sleep.
Cool.
So what is it projecting?
Oh, you want to watch the night show?
I want other people to do it for me.
Oh God, I think I know what it is.
I'm a little afraid it'll try to hypnotize us. And I don't have a very high spirit.
I'll do it.
Do you have effort?
I do.
Let's watch this thing. Slap, slap, slap.
I think if it's us that they're looking for, it may be some sort of reality show or using.
Oh no, it might be a trap.
Okay, the screen comes on. It's in black and white. It's clearly shot from a camera over someone's shoulder. And it's someone running and breathing heavily, and the sound is giving off whizzing sounds and an ominous thrumming. The camera looks up. A flying saucer, a iconoclast flying saucer, is overhead, and the lights it's giving off are like causing people nearby to explode into cancer. And like the camera's looking up, and a rocket hits it and knocks it down.
Okay. I think that happened in the south.
This is like in a tree area.
No.
All right, a bunch of soldiers in like manticore armor, and there's a few other nations that people from, or any future people watching.
Yeah, I would have fucking done, yeah.
People in manticore armor and a few other societies, remember, like the Empire of Light, the Knights Brigade, the Scarlet Mummies. You know, just old military units are running into the burning UFO and the Foo Fighter and pulling out iconoclasts and like hitting them in the face with the butts of their rifles. And then like a soldier walks up and picks up the camera and just kind of like directs it at the damage and just kind of puts it back in his face and just says stuff, and it's all static. And just at the bottom of the screen, at the top of the screen, it says, "They can be hurt." Then it cuts to a big close-up on the mask, and it's like trying to open, but there's like a zip tie across it. And like as it zooms out, there's like implants in the side of its head and stuff, and there's like forceps pulling on something behind the mask, and it's twitching. And like goo, and then it cuts to like an apple that's rotting and goo's coming out of it, and then big letters on the screen in front of a neutral human face, human specifically, "They bleed." Then as it's zooming out of the thing, being like alien autopsy dissected on the table, showing its organs and like showing parts where its natural armor is weak and where weapons can go in, and like where its blind spots are. It zooms out slower to show it's a screen within a screen, and there's a professor in the bottom right who's getting bigger and bigger and doesn't have a face, but like you can see mouth movements underneath the skin cover, giving a lecture, like you're in a lecture hall. And like he's just talking in like very slow, stilted motion and like kind of like broken chunks of slow-mo language. And it's like an hour and a half talking about how to kill iconoclasts and recognize their ships.
I mean, I'm not against that.
Is this familiar at all? Like, is this
is
propaganda that I've seen before?
Art film school levels of weird. Like someone who likes a Eraserhead made this. Like, there's a lot of symbolism and stuff. Every once in a while, like when it cuts back to them pulling open the mask and like putting stuff into it, the entire theater is actually inside the mouth of the guy without a mouth speaking. Like, it's inside the mouth, and there's like teeth for overhead lights, and it's like, "They bleed just like you." And then like slowly, like it zooms all the way back, and you're inside a lecture hall, and like everyone falls out, and the guy without a face walks up, and he's in like a lab coat and stuff, and he like puts his hands on your line of sight and turns it around to a mirror, and it's just like a camera that has like an eyeball painted on the lens, and then it ends.
Huh.
Okay.
And then pleasant music starts playing for the rest of the night.
It's not quite as disturbing as the last future stuff we encountered, but can you explain that?
That was a video teaching people how to get rid of the iconoclast. That's not a bad thing, and it also might confirm my theory that the previous one was just about you should kill breakers.
I mean, they might have one on us eventually.
Gods. Future people like to kill gods.
Yeah.
There also may be subliminal messaging within this. A lot.
There was a lot of subliminal messaging. You're a propaganda guy. There was like flashing text. There was symbolism anywhere. Crying woman, a dog, and like its eyes had Morse code on them for resist.
I need to take copies of everything that's been played so far so I can dissect these and figure out what exactly the subliminal messaging is, which is likely not only showing people how to do this, but inspiring them to actually do it.
What is this subliminal messaging you speak of?
It is a message within a message. It's something that you don't notice, but it's there. It's your mind is registering your inner mind, but not your outer. So you don't quite realize that you're reading this.
Lothar does a head tilt.
It's like someone's whispering in your ear, and even though you can't quite make out what they're saying, you end up doing what they want anyways.
So it's mind control.
Essentially. Not actually magically, but psychologically, which is basically magic. So, yeah, it's basically mind control.
Most primitive minds likely can't handle it too well.
I'm just gonna
No,
throw that out there.
that's actually very true. Especially all the visualizations in this film, it's very disturbing.
This is likely to lead to madness rather than inspiration to fight off oppressors.
So
unfortunately.
we are going to turn this off for disable. Or
Yes, sounds like we should, or we should at least co-op it so it doesn't say terrible things.
I would like it redirected to my office so that I may further study these.
I think if we that's a whole build. You're really strong.
Two of you are really strong.
You'll probably
Yeah.
Just take the whole
take the whole building.
Okay.
But even people in our city have been having dreams. Probably like this, which is alarming. I don't know why.
maybe we should build I think a counter using this in Can we do something like that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. It may also be that my network has tapped into one of the repeaters, and that's why the people in our city are also getting the message. That might have happened. It might be a problem with my network. It might be. So, yeah. Doesn't sound like this is something that most people would want to stay here.
No, if this is controlling people's minds, we need to shut it off. We need to find any other ones that they've put nearby and shut them off as well.
Another program starts after about a 15-minute break in the night cycle. It's a man. It looks like he has nothing but like mouth and teeth for face. Like it's just like a maw, and it's chattering. And they're in that same projection lounge, like that area, but like there's blackboards that are made of like paper and skin, and there's like runes on them, and he has like a meter stick made out of like a crystal wand, and he's poking at them and like drawing sigils and like doing smooth hypnotic circle patterns and like pointing out runes. And he's teaching low magic.
Is there like an off switch?
You want to just take it off air? There's an off air button in the recording booth if you want to go to the recording booth.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Also,
Sounds
very
like-
dangerous to be teaching to everyone in their dreams.
Mhm.
They're arming the locals.
And that in and of itself would be fine, but they're not. They're just doing it indiscriminately.
So is that information broadcast live, or is it there stored somewhere as an artifact so that there's some discern this sort of
Oh, it's being done live.
non-live?
The recording booth is doing it live. You want to talk to the person in the booth? They're on air.
Oh,
They're
There's no one in
here.
the booth, but the chair moves every once in a while, like Haunted Silent Hill style, you know, wheels on a chair. There's a presence in here.
I don't like it. So I have to go in there to turn it off.
Yeah, there's also like you can pick up like the headset, like in Frasier, where they talk inside of Frasier's recording booth.
I'll do that.
Okay, well the whole cursed project program plays out, like how to locate magic, and like there's like a picture of like various animals and large creatures, and it shows what organs usually have the most magic in them. It's pointing at the horns on unicorns and stuff, and like just being all like, take it, it's like a flower, it's a harvest. But yeah, you pick up the headset, and there's like a break in pleasant music going.
Who's in there?
Oh, hello. You're Thaa.
That I am.
We had a program on you a while back. Bees, and why you shouldn't eat them.
Why not?
Because you make them, it might confound you and infuriate you.
Very clever. Very clever. Who are you?
On the program. The host.
Is it like out of character? Is this like an AI? Like can I tell?
Something like that, yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
gestalt intelligence made out of the radio station.
Ooh, I don't like Gestalt intelligences made from the Unity mind.
You wouldn't you? He says, reading your mind-ish.
So,
Don't worry, I'm not the big U. I'm just a little substation. We're a local branch, paid for by donors like you. Support your local public access stations.
Here, have a free tote bag.
No. We're not head office, not at all, and not the White King. Don't worry about him. We have locks on that.
That's reassuring.
No.
There's a monster that comes from the Unity sometimes. It's not a good thing. I will turn it off. I'm going to turn this off now.
You don't want to talk? You like talking.
I do, but I don't want this message to keep playing to all these.
We're on a break. We could do a live call. We don't usually have people who come onto the station to visit. Why not do a live call? We have so many listeners out there, and they're so interested in hearing what you have to say. Come on, there's headsets for everyone. There are headsets in the room for everyone.
What's people's intelligence?
extend
What's
them.
people's charisma score? I'm not a fairy queen anymore.
Not a fairy queen. Like there's like dials and switches and knobs.
I could
moving up and
sing
down
through the,
automatically, like in the recording booth and stuff. Like little toggles. And we have a local boy too.
Do you mean?
Yeah, like your light lights up.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Now, I would introduce you, but I don't have unlimited knowledge. So why don't you introduce yourself? You're a local.
I am the Crimson Marquis. I am a mere humble god here to enlighten the masses of this new time, this old time.
Well, Crimson Marquis, you are on the line with about 200 million masses right now back at Unity HQ. Once I let them know that we had some real bona fide, ancientified divinity on the line, they spun up a few ancestor instances just a year. It's been a long time since we had to talk to gods. A very long time, and we were just hungry for content.
I can imagine. You're always so hungry.
Now, last we heard, I'm just opening up your portfolio here. Last I heard, you were hanging out around the Nocturnian power camps before the Exodus. What has your life been like since then? Are you still a power worker? Are you still running the nobility clans? What's happening? What's your life like?
Well, I have established a wonderful, luxurious city here in the north that is, of course, open to anyone who wishes to, feel a little nostalgia, who feels a little nostalgia for an older time, a simpler time before hive minds and god-murdering orgies.
Nostalgia is an excellent opiate of the masses, I agree.
I thought you would.
Well, I don't want to take up our entire time. We have very limited run tonight, but let's move down the list. So, we started with someone local. Let's start with someone new. He's a bird man and a champion of the free. It's Lothar. Hello, Lothar.
Hello.
Now, I have it here saying that you're of the plains, but I think that might be out of date. What are you like, Lothar? Tell us what you like.
I travel and live in nature and help the various groups of people and teach them to be strong.
It's fantastic, Lothar. You're forming a cult. You have a religion now about you. You have people who worship you, give to you. How does that feel? You're fairly new at this divinity thing, only about a decade in.
Yes, and I've just built my cult. It is, the encouragement is to improve oneself and scout and live in many different environments.
You know, I think we have some listeners that are actually part of the Eagle Scouts. We don't have them on the line now, of course, different time zones. I mean, we have so much time in an episode. But I'm very happy to talk about your Eagle Scouts. What an excellent group of people. Real frontiersmen.
Yeah, Lothar, his eyes just he is very confused. Even though he has like local tech as getting used to this tech as like a fact now, he is still like, okay.
Especially because you can't see who you're talking to.
Here?
So it's like...
Really don't want to see what you're talking to.
How many breakers have you killed?
As far as I know, I think it to be 0.
Well,
No, haven't we killed one?
you can say that you've killed one or two in your history. I'm not opposed to that at all.
But in character, haven't we killed at least
No.
one?
No?
If we count this one, I wouldn't
The
count this
spider one was already dead and drilled in. This one was a kite, already dead.
And I would be really reluctant to say Lothar on his own could have killed.
They're not all super strong.
Where did we get all of these shards from?
From
For
the already dead
corpses.
ones.
From what?
You've just been robbing them from the corpses.
Oh, okay, wow. I thought we had totally killed something at least once, but okay.
No.
We're just grave robbers, that's
Only-
fine.
Only a few small ones. We fought one tonight, but it was already sort of dead. It was confusing.
You know what? I remember that was a caller from a few previous nights ago. They were asking about how to improve their lifestyle, change their situation, get healthy, and get ready for back to school. And it sounds like they've increased their living situation and are living forever as they are now. Well, thank you for having us here. Thank you for coming here tonight, Lothar. We know you're busy and you have a lot of work to do, but we always appreciate one of the local color coming on in just to let us know what it's like at the ground floor of the highest stations of the Holy.
Good to be here.
Like a low-key bird?
No.
Sounded like it basically told him he's the lamest of all the gods.
No, he said that you're a baby god, but you're still a god. That puts you above everyone else.
Okay.
You can take it how you want to take it. He's not trying to offend anyone here.
And Lothar is not going to get it, because...
Nothing gets over my head.
What are you, Mattiel?
I would fly up.
What's that?
What about you, Mattiel? You're a famous figure. People talk about you all the time. We have callers who call in asking about how to join your crew. How does one become a scout pirate in this day and age with such a busy lifestyle?
All you have to do is find the kitten.
Find the kitten. That is an excellent game to play. So, do you have any hints for the listeners at home?
Yeah, you can find us in the northern
Look to the
reaches
sky.
and look to the skies.
Now, are you thinking of opening up this contest to people outside of the local area? You know, we have callers in from the south, we have some in the east, we have a few in those blighted chaos wastelands, you know, looking for a chance to hitch up for some free mercantile enterprise. Will there be local branches for those fans?
We're certainly planning to branch out just as fast as we can.
That's all. That's all you can hope for, really. It's excellent to have you on board. How have you been liking Divinity?
It's been an interesting ride.
I imagine it would be. Excellent. Well, we were talking to Thaa earlier, so we were talking to the Marquis, so I think we have to talk to Azazel.
Yes.
Talk to us, Azazel. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Azazel the Gold-Headed. I've killed some breakers. I work for one. Couldn't contain me.
Hey,
I'm too strong.
you're living the dream, Azazel. Don't we all want to kill our bosses and eat them?
Oh, that guy's still out. One day, I'll eat him.
That's right. An example for all of us. So what's your plans now that you've formed your religious cult of people who worship you?
Enjoy it for all it's worth.
That's right. You remind me of a previous Pantheon member. One of my instances actually had on the show once. Very happy fellow. He really enjoyed being divine. Such a jokester, too.
Marquis gets up and starts just shooting through the glass repeatedly.
I guess Nicole doesn't get an interview.
Oh, I thought she was interviewed.
You might have circled back to her to close it out.
He talked to me, but not on air.
Would I be able to grab the microphone after?
I'd be totally fine if you just start shooting, though.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, he just empties several rounds through the glass.
Yeah, you blow this place up. It's fine.
So what-
It catches fire and stuff.
So who was he alluding to?
Joliar, the one that they ate on live air.
Ah.
Yeah, once the guns run out, he just tosses it into the booth and the gun explodes.
They all do that. All of your tech explodes when you throw it away in anger. Master Shake style.
I've changed my mind. I don't care about this propaganda. Shall we?
All right.
Dragon Punch.
Yep, I suppose.
Have we disabled
Well,
the network?
I want.
Yes.
I'm going to take parts of it, though. I want.
Yeah, if you take the repeater bulb, it's a celestial shard.
Yeah, just take the shit.
It's like a giant light bulb with energy on it and ghost intelligences that are all strung together in a web.
Okay, I'll note that down.
Not an ounce of regret in these people. They're disgusting.
Yes.
That was confusing.
Oh, they do love to boast about how they murdered their gods and consumed them.
Also, I think that the videos they're showing people are intentionally kind of confusing.
Oh, they're so up their own ass. Yes, it likely is just that.
I thought this was some sort of future thing I wasn't getting.
It is, unfortunately. It is.
It's both. Okay, well, we've turned that off.
Let's get a kite.
Yes?
Zzz.
Well, the kite's
Oh,
being harvested by.
Give me 2d6.
Perhaps.
Sorry, what'd you say?
So the kite's already being harvested.
Oh, I thought you said, are the kids being harvested? I'm like, wait, what?
I mean, how do elves get children, Steve?
I'm like, how did you know?
The corpse blighter corpse was worth 6.
Nice.
So we have 7 now.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, this place is lush and full of celestial shards if you know where to look.
Hmm.
Eldritch chick got a chunk of them too. Inside of her. Oh yeah, killing eater. But yeah, no, you need to set up a little broadcast set up a dreamwave station so it could like send out chillax music at night to calm people, and also give them obtuse found footage, government propaganda, art school stuff, so that they, kind of get the basics of how to, act out.
I'm like, half of me wants to say that's fine, but then it's like, no,
They're so smug about the fact they murdered a bunch of gods.
that's not gonna end well.
This would have been really funny if I had gone with a character who was the reality show guy.
Oh,
Nice.
they're honing into my turf.
If there's one thing I should trust you all to remember and learn from our past mistakes, is that be careful when somebody loves you.
Oh my god.
Is it the truth of Acheron? Aye.
Oh, because whenever somebody loves you, they end up betraying you inevitably.
Oh.
Almost inevitably.
Almost inevitably. Good people don't do it, but the world's not full of those.
It
Unfortunately.
really isn't.
Ruffling him.
Yeah, she like
And
ruffles
there's
his hair.
Ominous music starts playing in the background.
So shall we allow this Batwoman to sober up? If we come to her when she's going through withdrawals, we may have an easier time dealing with her.
If she
If
remains,
we leave her and she goes into withdrawals, she'll likely take it out on the people.
also she may have little difficulty in finding more of this stuff. Like you with the swords and those other ones, it is easy for the future tech people to distribute their things across the world.
I mean, I'm planning to make it more right now.
She may also send people on hunting missions to hunt the things that you can grind up to make the drugs. It's dangerous to leave an addict on their own without a supply.
So are we back to let's take her out?
I mean,
Either that
you
or
can
we follow
provide
through with
supply.
our deal of giving her the drugs, but I don't know how we feel on that.
Hey, I can grow that.
Yeah, you probably could.
Fertility. I can
Yeah,
make those
but
animals.
Just grow brains, psionic
Yeah.
brains, and harvest them.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to get
This
her
is the
hands
brain
on
tree.
Illithid.
It's the brain tree. And everyone's like children are just crying in front of it. There's one guy who's putting sticks in them and deep frying them. It's brain food. He just keeps saying it over and over until his nose and eyes start bleeding.
I personally have no real preference over how we handle her. She's largely insignificant.
I liked your idea of walking away and coming back when she might be more pliant to a conversation.
Additionally, if she becomes a tyrant, her people will be more thankful when we free her from them.
She will
Or
get
free them from her.
more of the drugs.
We can leave a couple birds and see what happens in the next couple days.
I'm also spreading my network as we speak, so...
As powerful as she may be, I doubt she'll be able to pick that up. She hasn't picked up the other signal, so...
She wicked picked it up.
Yeah, she picked it up, but she didn't realize it was there. She thought it was like dream teachers coming to her.
What are dream teachers coming to her?
Yeah, she's like, oh, I just love that my personal.
Yeah.
Just saying oh no, they don't have a concept of self. It's like, no, they're literally beaming their stuff into their heads. Like,
What do you expect?
Her alien consort coming to her at night.
Oh my god. Tree trunks.
So, yes, if we leave spies here, it would make it much easier to swoop in at the correct time before she started doing damage, but after she started to lose it a bit.
Yeah, I'll influence to set up some bird spies.
You just set up those spies. You're good to go.
Plus, I got the cults there.
You're super good. They're gonna set up
Plus,
cults too.
my network is spreading here, so I can just remotely monitor it.
I'll build a shrine here.
Yes, excellent. Our missionaries will also keep an eye on her.
Perfect.
Does that seem fair?
Situation handled.
Well, mostly. For now. Contained.
Alright, that's a good place to take a short break. And we're back. So, we have moved into the side quest part of the night. You all have side quests you want to do. You're back at City.
A very, very full city all of a sudden.
The skyship is docked. They are pulling down the breaker corpse and carving it up into its organs. It's going into your vault.
Oh, while we're here, I'd like to check to see if I accidentally tapped into a Unity node.
Nope.
But the people are having weird dreams.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Oh, that range just reached all the way here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was radio. It was on wide bands, tuned to one channel.
That's
Can
very
we-
large. I thought it would only be like one hex.
Do we
That's
need to
very
protect our
specific.
city
This
against this sort of thing?
Now you know what to look for. Probably you can set up defense of some sort.
It could be a dominion change.
Yes. Hardening your city, setting up warding.
Ah.
A lot of your worshippers that are not that sleep are like, we had the weirdest dream. You were all talking in our heads at once.
That sounds terrible. I wouldn't want that in
You were
my
telling us
city.
to do stuff like shoot up a radio station. Some of the radio stations in town are having issues. They couldn't tell the difference between their own conscience and you guys telling them to do stuff.
You mean the beehives have been shut up?
No, actual analog radio stations with like radio producers.
Did you at least evacuate the people running the stations before you shot them up?
Let's say yes.
I mean, those
I'm
are
going to
barely,
take that at face value and accept it.
I mean, those are barely people. Statistically speaking.
It was really clear. You appeared to us in this thing, and you told us that there were evil politicians holding demon
We had to kill
seances
the
in the
phonies.
basement.
Jesus. John Lennon has been murdered again.
They call themselves the Q gods.
Do we have a way to get in contact with Derico, or do we have to go there?
If you have your network set up, you can actually just call them because
Yeah.
Nicole laid down, the wires.
Yeah. We have video phones.
The video phones have insects crawling all over them.
In your private offices in the big tower in the center. And plus at your dock, since that's your...
Yeah.
Your various spaces. There's no centralized thing anymore. We already did that. You all have your own little homes. I just imagine Lothar's cave being like a Fred Flintstone house. Like it even has like the animals that are the appliances.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to try and get in contact with the settlement.
I mean, the two of us could just go there.
Yeah, but
It's nice to phone people before you go visit them. It's rude otherwise.
don't want to be just dropping in all the time.
Oh, they love that. It's a surprise.
So bring the food.
Well, yeah, if you want to go drop in, we can just go drop in.
That's what I have.
And what about Thaa?
I want to contact Hal. We're probably going to do it after you handle their stuff.
Oh.
But...
It's easier to handle your stuff first before the night goes on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do mine first then, whatever.
That way it's done, and then you can all go to Dericho together. Alright. So, Hal is a demon king of thievery, undeath, negative energy, dead polarity, cold, space, the emptiness that is the void of the space in between star systems. radiation, that sort of thing. How are you going to get in touch with him? Do you want to just know how, or do you have an idea for your own specific ritual?
I didn't have anything in mind other than like basically scrubbing.
Acheron, summon.
Like, yeah.
Aetherin.
So now your turns to steal enough to open like a direct link to him. Just steal enough petty stuff and put it in a circle.
I'm a mage, I can summon this, it's fine. Contact.
Alright, you get one of those giant screens in one part of the city, and Aetherin starts tuning it to a dead channel. You're enough of a sympathetic link.
Yeah.
That's fair. Alright. It gets dark. The channel tunes to dead static and then to black. And the black is three-dimensional. Like, it goes inside and around the screen. Like, you could put your hand into the screen and it'd be a giant chasm. And, like, slowly descending down, you know, thousands of clicks off is a large iron moon, pitted and rusted and giving off, like, a pulse.
Greetings, unborn one.
Hello, Mother. There's a speaker, like, it's set up a tube speaker that, like, a voice is crackling over. It's a baby monitor. Like, when sound comes out of it, it, like, Silent Hill style rusts and twists and, like, oil starts pouring out of it.
I have a project that I would like your help with.
Okay.
I don't really know where to go from there. Just tell them what I want. Like,
Describe
Yeah,
it
just
to
say-
the
just say-
listeners.
yeah.
I guess try the listeners.
Very
You know what
well.
your intent is. You don't have to break down the go like, I want a type form or
Yeah. I am aware that there are children suffering in the world.
We wouldn't want that, Mother.
Of course not. I would like to save them from that situation. Within my network, I would like to have an operator of sorts that finds these children, seeks them out, and brings them into my care.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I had something like this a while ago, but it wasn't quite so... It didn't occur so preemptively. I can help.
That would be excellent.
I'm very good at helping, Mother. I need something from you first, though, or else this would be you taking advantage of a son you don't call.
What can I do for you, son?
Something small comes from the sphere and it's getting rapidly closer to your screen. And it like falls out of the screen onto the ground and it's burning with cold. Like it's so cold it's like damaging the atmosphere in the room in here. It's doing damage to you. Like take a damage. Like it's from the bowels of space. It like regulates itself because there's so much life energy around the planet. But like plants within like a mile area have sort of withered and like died a bit. Well, it's like if you add cold to a hot oil, the oil temperature drops and then it balances out over time.
My weed.
Just because it came from you.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a stone mask with like blank, simple features on it, like a cut, slit mouth, and eyes. I met a funny friend a little while ago, and he's sad. And now he's sleeping. And before he drops into my orbit, I'd like him to continue having fun. So could you please put this on his face so he'll smile again?
Do I know who he's talking? Is it someone specifically?
Well, he'll tell you if you say, he's waiting for you to say yes or no.
That sounds like something I could do.
Okay, I'll give you where he is. You'll know him when you see him.
Okay.
Alright. The inside of the mask will tell you what you need to know. Just don't put it on, or put it on someone you won't miss. You have so many little friends. You won't miss one of them. Well, I have to go. If I keep talking, I'm going to wake up, and if I wake up, I'll have to put this all back together again, and nobody wants that. The sphere is like groaning and making cracks on it, like being awake is stressing it out.
Rest easy, my son.
Bye-bye, Mommy. And And the speaker just kind of melts into slag and rust. The screen just goes dead and no part of it will work again.
Well, that's interesting.
Yup.
So what does the mask say?
Yeah, what does the inside of the mask say?
Oh, there's complex necrotech instructions on the inside on how to do exactly what you want to do using spirit. Yeah, it's like doing the mask. Yeah, it like shows you exactly how to set up the spirit stuff you need to do.
Do you want to put it on?
Like, but is it telling me where to go? Like, is there actually a place I need to go?
It tells you
Oh, is
the
it more metaphorical?
operator.
He fucking forgot.
Oh.
He forgot to actually tell you where it is. No, he gave you the instructions in the mask. He just forgot to tell you where to go.
I asked him where, and he said the mask would tell me.
Yeah, and he forgot he already put instructions on it.
Don't
Haha.
worry, you have a fax machine. It's fine.
Do I have to summon him again to ask him where?
No, someone will have. Oh no, put on an Acerin.
Put it on an Acerin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair. Acerin.
Huh? He says. Screaming sounds. All his flesh melts off. He's a skeleton. He's covered in bone spurs. He catches black fire.
Oh my.
Then the mask kind of falls off. It's just a skull face.
Is that the skull or the mask?
No, the mask falls off and it's a skull face underneath. And he just kind of crumples and falls into dust that makes a map.
Oh.
His soul goes to Hal.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's like, oh, whoops. I mean, no one's around to hear it. So.
Nah, Acerin comes in with a broom after he takes a camera phone to the map and kind of just starts sweeping it up.
Thank you, Acerin.
No problem, Mum. I mean, God. Why does he get to call you Mum without being weird? Is it weird?
I don't find it weird. Either works for me.
Okay, Mom. Just brooms away that dead Acerin that went to hell. I've gone through worse. Don't feel bad.
So where does the map lead?
Oh, it leads southwest, skirting the south part of the Elven Forest.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know what would be there. I guess I'll find out.
The quest.
Yeah, I kind of gave you a quest ahead of time, but you got the information to complete it, and if you don't complete the quest, then other more complicated things will start to happen. That mask can't be left out too long or it's going to start to cause problems. So it's kind of like a reverse quest. You have a time bomb.
Okay.
Alright, you dealt with Hal, that aborted god from your realm, who lives in your realm in hell.
Perfect.
I like that my newest fact is I know how to always come across as benevolent.
Yeah, I was thinking of that fact while you were doing your last bit there, and you're like, well, no one's here to see.
Just picture the security camera and that just picks you like hugging him, and he just poofs into like butterflies and flowers. Like, yes.
That's what happened. So you two are going to Dericho. Is everyone else coming with?
Of course.
Oh yeah, I'll just take one.
They too?
I have a feeling that I shouldn't bring everybody with this mission.
Oh, you're
So-
gonna go alone?
Maybe I should either go alone or like bring only like I'm gonna say you because you sound like you have the least problem with whatever this is gonna be.
Oh yeah, sure. If you catch him on the way, he's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
Alright, we got two teams.
Stone mask, cool.
You know what the stone mask is.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, it's the key artifact of Hell. All the Hell Lords have them.
Oh, favor exchanging. Okay.
Yes.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
It's
My,
the Winterborn mask. It creates the champion of Hal.
My son had a favor to request of me.
I have little else to do right now.
Oh, if you're coming, this is going to make things funnier. Very good. Alright, you guys are going to Dericho.
Okay.
You get your airship, you're going to fly in unannounced.
Sure.
Yeah. Alright, when you get there are floating platforms all around the missile silo that have, like, different technology on them and, like, domes. It looks like there's little tiny slices of garden biomes that have been set up in it. It looks like, yeah, they're expanding out from the base itself.
Sweet. I will literally drop in. I will run and jump off the ship and just...
Everyone kind of turns when you show up. Like all the people working stuff are like, hey, how you doing, God?
Good to see all of you again.
Yeah, you're showing up so soon. You're looking good. How's it going?
Thanks. It's going well. Just had a bit of an issue with a breaker.
Oh, those things suck.
Sorted that out. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No. They're great for parts, though.
Anyways, I was just in the neighborhood, and I was wondering if there was anything that I could do for you guys.
You want like a quest?
Yes.
Huh.
I sometimes get my name and Fooey still mixed up. It's like, no, that bitch Fooey. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, right, I'm Thaa, not
You know, we actually do have a few side quests we mean to kind of knock out, and just we don't have the manpower for it since the sword bomb problem. Say the word T. If you wouldn't mind, we can kind of give you some of the more trickier ones.
Lay it on me.
All right. Let me go get Toddbringer. He's in the tubes. I'll be back. Other people just hanging out. They're like, "Hey, you want to dance?"
Yeah, let's dance.
People are dancing around you.
Okay, I'll dance, and I will, by dancing, alleviate any hunger, or thirst, or weariness that
they
they
love
have.
this. It's addictive. That's why they like it.
Yeah, it's for their entertainment.
Also, Azaz's here.
Yep.
And so is Lothar.
Yep.
People are just hanging out too. Some of your billy goats. They're like, oh, you guys goats are here. Hey, you got bird. Strong guy, right? Yeah. And someone's like, how you doing? You have any of those meaty little friends of yours with you?
I brought the plumbers once around.
Aren't you considerate?
You what?
He brought the plumpest ones around.
Like,
I
do
know
you
what
not
they
have
need.
a problem with this?
They just thought they were being treated to ice cream because it was nice.
How would you like to go out for dinner?
They just got sticks of butter.
He's basting himself in the tray. Toddbringer shows up. Great. How y'all doing?
Good.
We're dancing? Oh man, dancing. Oh, this is so filling. Yeah, that's the spot. I haven't slept in 30 hours.
So I hear you guys have some stuff that you could use.
Call them what
assistance
they are,
with.
God.
What's that?
Call them what they are, God. It's okay, we do that here.
You have some side quests. that
We
you
actually have a
knock
main
out.
quest kind of deal, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of pressing. So, we're trying to expand and do the Sky City thing, right? You know, New Jericho. Set up Jericho before Jericho happened. You know, even in our history, there was a flying city that inspired Jericho to exist, so we want to be those guys. But we can't. Someone's pushing back against the changes we're trying to make to the arcade ecosystem. Pretty sure we know where it is. But we can't go there to chew them out about it. They got a guardian in the place. You ever heard of the Talos golem?
No.
It's like a golem that was made 3 times. It's a triple golem. Anyway, it's guarding the foot of this mountain. We call it Mount Infinity. It's just a name. Don't pay attention to it. But if you could kill it for us, then we can go up the mountain and talk to the person there and tell them to stop resisting. That'd be great.
I think we can see our way to doing that.
It's a machine. It doesn't feel anything.
Have you tried heading to the top of the mountain and by line?
Yeah, but the guard is clearly like it's a power play. Like, if the guard's there, that's him saying, hey, you can't come up and talk to me unless you beat up this guard. So if we, try to fly around it, we want to show him, through a show of power, that he ain't nothing. That he's garbage.
Okay. Do I know anything about the previous knowledge from that area, or?
Mount Infinity doesn't. It sounds like a name they gave it. And there are stories of mountains that have guardians that guard great treasures and like ancient sages and stuff, like things that the hyper elves don't even really deal with. That just have like defenders and protectors.
Okay. I don't know much about those mountains. I've heard of a few that have guardians.
Are you on board to take one out?
Let's do
If
it.
it begs for mercy or something, I'm going to have difficulty granting it. but-
Trust me, if there's one thing this guardian isn't, it's alive. He says it with an absolute finality.
Well then, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So yeah, they point in the direction of the mountain. That's that Triangle Mountain range, and this one's a little different from the rest. And you guys fly along to it. There's a lot of storms around it too. But I'm thinking one of you make sure that's not an issue.
Smooth that out. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of fold that over. Were you going to talk to the people at all about your problems?
I mean, after the quest, we can
But they could have given you a side quest
find them.
before you leave. They're like the frogman standing there.
So, I would like to get
Oh
some...
my god, I forgot about your voice. Oh, it's so good. I love when gods have accents. Usually they just... I don't know. I don't want to put any other gods down around here. I've heard some others in the past that have just been uninspiring. You have a whole thing going on.
So, I'd like some access to your archives. I'm able to get a codex of the Epistle with all the information of the future people. And I'd like to copy some of yours from the
Alright,
archives.
what are you trying to do, though? Help us help you here.
Well, I'm trying to make a codex of the Epistle that got the information so it can be used to improve everything.
Yeah, he like takes out like a cube. He's like, like that.
A
This does
library
that.
card?
It's just a library. We could give you like 1,500 of these if you want.
It's a thinking library. It'll extrapolate from what you have.
Is this like a magic sword?
Well, bigger than that.
There it is. Yeah. Okay. Now I know what you're doing. You're trying to do that. Okay. So what is this thing supposed to do? It makes big arm motions in the big. Like, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
We had a machine. Not we, Derico, the host of this body, Toddbringer, before like I took over and like burned his brain out, and now I'm just the thing inside of it. Had this machine that converted magic into a liquid that he used to make himself all powerful. It's something like that, right?
Well, not exactly that, but on that
That's
scale,
why I said something
yes.
like that.
Yeah.
You're talking, again, big arm motions, big picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are tricky, and the information we give you isn't going to help. You need access to Toddbringer archives. He was actually the foremost expert on this kind of bullshit. He built an earthquake machine once. He hated people.
So where would I find that?
Funny story. His like library archives on Artifice, they're anachronal. It means that
They exist.
when he built the library, it perpetuates itself forward in time and also backwards. And we've been here long enough that I think it's caught up with us.
Yeah. So where would you find it?
I can give you the exact location of the anachronal library. You just have to go there and get the info from it, and probably kill a Toddbringer.
Okay.
That's fine. There's literally nothing morally wrong about doing that. They're awful people.
Okay.
You're already on a quest. You get to miss it. The burden of Thaa.
I mean, we could just loop you back into this and have that for the next session.
Yeah, I'll give you the exact location of it. Actually, if we're in the north, it's pretty nearby. This didn't used to be all... Well, this won't used to be in the future all Arctic waste. It'll actually be a nice, balmy kind of swamp region to the tip of the north. After we exterminate the elves, burn down their forests, salt the earth, turn their souls into gear, and then use the rest of their souls to create new races, we actually turn the tip of their forest into a nice little swamp area. And a lot of flies there, a lot of places to lay your eggs. It's just great.
Perfect.
Yeah. So he gives you the map, and the map, because of all the things he just told you, where you need to go is in the Elven Forest.
Ooh.
Yeah, all you gotta do is survive going through the Elven Forest, and the library's right there. Hell, the elves probably don't even know it's there because they don't know what time is. Because they're stupid.
Well, that complicates matter. I'll figure something out.
Right, you get in there, it'll have all the details you'll need. Probably have some material in there too.
Perfect. Well, let's start with yours, maybe.
Sounds good.
Oh, well, you can just fly there after you do this. You can just make a beeline towards the Elven Forest.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
I I reread the masks section, and I was like, oh no. But I was like, you know what though? Every religion needs a devil figure.
You should shop. It's either him or Texomalis.
He's my son.
I'm saying that now. That's real now.
Yeah. Like, he's not, like, literally your son, but he's her son. She, yeah. She's accepted that. That's how she's going forward with this now.
He's my Satan figure. It's like
We
the
have a
Jack.
complicated relationship.
It's like the Jack and Hopeppa. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna rip him off. Fuck that guy.
Less, teenager hot topic-y, though.
Yes. Yes, more creepy Silent Hill baby thing going on.
Which is much more unsettling.
Yes, constantly. You guys are in your airship heading to Mount Infinity.
Yep.
So you three are together. Mount Infinity is just like all the other mountains that are identical in this mountain range, except it's weird.
It's the upside down one, eh?
He knows for a fact the Guardian's not alive.
Oh no! Does it have a face?
Yeah, definitely. So, as you guys are driving, or flying, skying, having birds, because now no one's taking your birds, so it's just This mountain has a path winding all the way up it, and at the bottom of the mountain is a large metal figure that's just standing there perfectly still.
Okay.
So do we hunt? This is a living creature, or
Well, it's clearly a golem.
Yeah, I don't think this is alive at all.
No, it's
What's
not
the
alive. It's
difference?
a golem.
They're both moving. Like, what's the difference between a golem and a living thing?
Free will. The soul and will.
Do you
I'm not here, so we're not having this conversation.
I'm
do
not
you
here.
want to take the opening attack? I know that is like your thing. Or should I just jump in and start?
I will sneak up and attack, I suppose.
Okay.
All right.
You don't have to worry about Ace.
Do you need? Would you like to fly?
No.
That's, I don't know.
All right, let's pause and get the battle sheet ready as you try to take down this. So this thing is a big 12-foot tall golem. It has two sets of arms that are long and blocky and have claws on them. It has a pair of poles coming out of its back that have spinning helicopter blades on it. Its face is large and muzzled like a Chinese feline, like those lion dogs. Like it's even like stylized with clouds and like a maw on it. It has large insectile legs, and it has that weird compartmental thorax design, but more Aztec and blocky. It very much looks like that thing you guys saw in the replay attacking the Iconoclast ship, but much less streamlined and much more crude looking.
Okay, good. Because as soon as you said helicopter blades, I'm like, wait, what were you saying there? Are they about to fucking die?
Yeah. The other set of arms is like they also think they're kind of claws, but they're like crab claws, and they have like stone and metal like buzzsaws. Like it's almost like a tree cutter. You know how they have like those buzzsaws and they just kind of grip onto the tree and snap it in half. Yeah. A very crude version of the Gand. So I will pause and we'll get the sheets up. All right, clear day, clear weather as you decided. You're driving your ship up to around it, and you're going to drop down and like just start the attack.
Basically, although we'll maybe give Lothar time to sneak into position first.
Okay.
Because he wanted to do a surprise then.
All right. Do it.
All right.
So
So
creeping up onto it, you have all the numbers for sneaking, right?
yeah, I've got invisibility. It's got to make 2, and even if it can detect me, it has to make 2 spirit saves to detect me.
Sure. You know what? I'll give that because it is bound to sun. So you can figure this out.
Sun lets you see everything, so yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that's So it has to make 2 saves against you or against me?
It's got to make 2 spirit saves.
Like in a row, or one?
There's two separate effects. The low magic invisibility can probably just ignore, I'm sure. But God that Prowls is imperceptible to any one target. Mask of Grass is in a natural setting. I can become invisible to all onlookers. Worthy foes can make a spirit save to pierce the concealment.
Alright, it does. It says it too, but I can't say it. Just put the diagram. Alright, so as you're approaching it, like for your sneak attack, the head kind of cocks a bit because the environment's clearly changed. It looks up at the ship, starts looking around though, and like starts rotating. Those saws start spinning up, the blades start going, wind starts moving, and it starts looking around active, and like there's like a tail behind it, starts whipping around.
No surprise. Damn. Okay, well,
It puts its hand out and points at your ship, and purges the noonday blaze. Which means all low magic in the area goes off forever.
Okay.
that includes the ship drive.
Yeah, the ship drive goes out. It's pilot light stuffs.
Can I use a wind with sky to make a magical
Yes.
raise that cushion it off?
Yeah. You want to keep it aloft, or do you want to give it a soft landing?
Well, I don't think I can get it all the way back to Derico.
But if
You
you
can artifice,
We can fix it.
sky.
Then I'll keep it aloft.
Okay.
You're like, if you cushion it and let it go, that's it. But if you keep it aloft, it can dispel it, and then it will crash again.
yeah, then you'll have
Dispel
to
my miracle?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it has sun.
Purging Noonday Blaze.
Okay, then I will gently take it to the
well.
ground.
Alright, yeah, it strips all the defenses and low magic stuff in the area, like in an actual like blinding nuclear pulse. Like it comes out of the stonework and just slams everything.
Okay, so I'm visible too.
Yeah, your predator style cloak goes off, and all of your dudes that had weapons and stuff that are getting ready were like, "Oh, boss, this is not good."
Don't worry. We got it.
Yeah, it's making a screeching sound, but that's just gears and like machinery inside spinning up faster and faster.
Okay, well, I think I have to go after it. It's not flying yet, is it?
Oh no, it's still on the ground. So you can go now, but because it caught you, it let go of its
I need a
1200
surprise.
year held action.
Alright, so I will use Hungry Maw and the opening, the opener charm.
Go for it. Kill this thing before it kills you.
Let's see if it no sells.
Its AC is 4.
Or no, its AC is 3. That's one of those AC gifts.
Hits. AC 3, you say?
Yeah.
So I have plus. We're level 4 now.
You're level 3, which means you
Level
get plus 3
3.
to hit.
So and then plus attribute, so 17. So yeah, 3 hits.
Good. Wait. Yeah.
Roll that. 12 damage on the first 3 attacks.
Oh fuck.
Jesus Lord.
Does it have a no-cell something?
No, it doesn't.
Man, I need to fucking play Tansy again.
And then second round of attacks.
Oh no.
Reroll that. Nope. That'll hit. Reroll that. 7. Yep. So minus 2. So yeah, 17. So AC 3 hit.
Yeah.
Reroll that. 8 damage.
You just have infinite rerolls? Or...
Yeah,
Luck.
assaulting the luck is stupid good.
You commit effort to take any result, reroll it, and then you can uncommit effort and just release it. Luck!
What the fuck?
I also could try giving
It's
it to
so
someone,
good,
so-
I actually house rolled it as a greater gift in my game.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on. It's you give it away later.
Yes, but you.
As long as you have the
We
effort
asked
committed, you can
yeah.
hold it.
I asked about this.
Something
eventually.
bought. Alright.
All right, so that is my
So how much did you do total?
20.
Oh yeah, and it has that gift. Whoops. There we go. As a damage reducer.
Cool.
Alright.
Very, very useful.
Who's next?
I guess I can go. I'll commit for the day to have what's it called? Hammerhand. Do damage save against construct and
There it is.
try to punch it. 13
Ah.
hit.
Artifice.
And
Oh!
that's like 12 damage.
Okay.
God dang it, guys.
So it's gonna activate faster than thought.
Okay.
You're coming in to hammer hands it?
Yeah.
Alright, probably should have done this to you, but it's not a perfect machine. As you go to deliver the killing blow, it faster than thought activates and is going to use its actions to attack you too.
Okay.
Because, oh my god, I didn't expect us to go this bloodily this quickly.
Can I counter that?
We could try dispelling it if you have something for offensive dispelling, but that's
If you have something
rare.
for spelling, that's instant, which
Oh yeah, I have
You
to be careful
don't.
otherwise.
Some.
you people fucking don't.
Like Kevin could do it by changing his gears and stuff.
Okay, so its hand opens up into a stone cannon. It's gonna fucking sunstrike you because you guys said you were out during the day.
Yep.
So let me open up Peter's dice.
Did not know it had.
Oh my.
Yeah, eat 12 damage.
Okay. Ow.
So yeah, a nuclear
Burning
cannon
feathers.
shoots you in the chest, and the light actually goes through you. Like it doesn't leave a hole. It's light particles. Its second action is to attack you twice.
Okay.
Wow.
What's your AC?
1. Is it physical damage?
It will be, yes.
Okay.
Alright. Miss. Miss.
Okay.
It happens.
So, since it moved and it's still within fighting range of me, does the attack connect?
Oh yeah, you get it. It went to melee with you and tried to disassemble you like a machine, and you put your chest up through it and pulled out its engine, which is just a bunch of eternally
Put your
spinning
chest
gears.
through it.
I'll sheathe the rapiers and I'll turn back to that Black Watch mercenary who was a little worried and just be like, see?
Oh, yeah, it all worked out. Yeah, its chest cavity was filled with like a giant adamant gear that's eternally spinning. Even when you're holding it, it's trying to spin and torsion.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Keep
Oh,
that.
oh, my arms are all broken.
I'll put it on a finger.
It's a fidget spinner.
Where's your god now?
I am the ultimate life form.
I bit my tongue laughing, friend. Fucking celled.
Oh, sorry. That doesn't. Burning feathers do not smell pleasant.
No.
Sorry. Ah.
Oh,
I'll use my fertility
Man, that did a
gift.
lot of damage to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucked.
ooh.
46 plus Godbound's level. 1 plus 3, so 4.
So yeah, the burning wreckage of the Guardian Automaton is there.
I start taking it apart for parts.
Into the
sometimes-
swag bag.
Yeah, into the swag bag it goes.
Can you fix my ship?
Yes, it'll be easy. Okay, okay, let's go.
Yes, the
You
mountain path is unprotected.
You wanna check what's out there? Should we do that first, or
Even though the sky is clear, at the top of the mountain there is a storm, but the clouds themselves have a lot of like right angles to them.
well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
maybe let's check it out what's on the mountain.
Sure. Let's go up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, one moment.
Can you just?
Okay, so you start climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
It takes some time. It's a perfectly cut, like curving path. It looks like a what do you call that theory that's on airplane engines about rabbits? The Fibonacci sequence, the spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that in math terms, like in topographical 3D terms. But yeah, you guys climb the mountain. It takes shorter than you think it would, and when you look down, you've traversed like 100 times the distance.
Wow.
There's shortcuts built into the mountain and its geometry.
Clever.
In the space of the mountain, it's been like changed. When you guys eventually reach the summit and look down, you're thousands of times higher than the mountain actually is high.
Fuck.
And you can see the horizon and stuff, and by the horizon I mean you can see above the plate to the chaos void below and above, and even see like the talons and like Maw of Caparaka just peeking out from under the plate of the world. Always hungry.
That's
Lothar,
scary.
we should stop for a second.
Okay.
Lothar just looks out, you know, like sort of takes it in.
Yep, there's endless amounts of chaos and nothingness heading out in like the middle part. And when you kind of go up, there's like, you can see it now because you're almost at the mountain's peak, but above the mountain's peak there's a hole in the world and there's just machinery clicking away at the top. Machinery bigger than like continents. And then you peek on down on the other side, you can see like you play Subnautica, you know the Reaper Leviathans where they have those like prong maws and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you see like the edge of like a drop off in the ocean, but it's just like space, and there's maws down there and eyes, and it's a big hole where you go when you die, and it's Caparaka. And it's bigger than your world.
This will be a holy place, I think.
It could be your holy place.
It is a good place of pilgrimage.
Yeah, all the rocks here are right angled. Like this place is structured. There's no errant lines.
I think I'm gonna go here.
And yeah, the mountain plateaus into a summit, and the summit just has a stone forge with like heated by like magma and fire, and there's like bellows and stuff, and like there's a fucking pool of water, and there's just an old man working the bellows, and he's human. You know what humans look like. He's naked.
Hello.
Kind of turns around. Hello. He's working on a sword right now.
Oh,
Are you the man on the mountain?
Yes,
what are you working on there?
a sword, a weapon, an idea.
Bit of a fan of swords myself.
They're good. I recently thought of them.
Nice. Why we're here on the behalf of people on the day, Carl?
Well,
The future people, you represent them.
they
We're
didn't
honest
ask.
with them.
They didn't ask us to represent them.
Wow. They sent us here.
They want to build a flying city.
They want to do things out here. I just don't care or want anything to do with it.
They seem to indicate that they. Why don't you want them to build a flying city?
I just don't want them to do things without asking me. Nor do I want to acquiesce to anything they want. As he's saying that, he's like running his hand along the blade on the forge and like with his thumbs and fingers are like flattening the metal down and like pushing it out and stuff. It's getting that Damascus steel kind of hexagon pattern to it.
I don't quite understand why you seem to. They said you stopped them.
Yeah, I did.
Any particular reason?
I don't want to let them do something. I don't have to give a reason.
Is there a trade they can make?
There's nothing they could offer me. There's nothing I want from their type.
Well, I guess we'll relay that.
Yeah, I mean, Derigo never asked us to negotiate for them. They said
No.
that they could do it themselves.
I have a request.
Okay.
My people I was going to send them on occasion on a pilgrimage to this place, but they will avoid you. I will make it clear that they can only go as high as the underneath what's out.
Sure, okay. Tell them to bring me metal.
This is a thing that can be done.
I'll put a hold out for it.
Okay. So
He has like a slab of stone on the forge. He's like kind of pulled up out of the ground, and like he's taking the sword and just pushing the sword into it. And the sword's disappearing into the rock, and like spikes are forming around it and stuff. And it's starting to get like crustacean-like, and it just kind of like crumbles inward and dies. He just kind of pushes it into the slag pile. Starts again with more ore. Uses his hand to kind of forge the metal.
I have no idea who this is. Obviously, it's not a thing that's been talked about by the people because there's a big golem that kills anyone who gets too
Right.
close.
Yeah, I think I was able to get who this is.
Oh yeah, there's an Empyrean Ward guy in here. Like you're feeling the pressure, but it's just he hasn't quite turned it. You can feel the threat of atmosphere. An Empyrean Ward strips your effort out.
Yeah.
It's there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
Is it strip or is it just every time you use effort you gotta increase the amount of time?
When you want to use any gifts that require outward effort use, like there's specific examples, you have to spend X amount of effort.
Yeah.
That X amount of effort you spend once, but oh my god, is it a high number?
You commit the effort, and then when you leave the area, you uncommitted, basically.
Yeah.
Plus, probably there's also the other ward here. Like, oh, if you want to change anything around here, well...
He doesn't need a Mundus Ward, he has resistance. He has a lot of resistance.
Okay. Well, let's leave him be. Good luck with your swords.
Thank you. Just trying again. I had a bit of inspiration recently.
Well,
The blades that have been appearing in the world?
No, it was something different. Those future people, those petty tyrants, they had this thing where they took life, death, and put them together to create more energy than was in either part. But the energy came from them separate. I couldn't help but be inspired.
and then John.
You can get more out of something if you take it apart. Like, here's an example. He puts his hand on the ground, takes up a stone cube. All right. How many times can you cut that in half before it's gone?
Many.
Well, can you ever cut it in half enough that there won't be any left?
Oh, ridiculous.
Because you're cutting it in half, right? I couldn't help but get an idea from that. He just leaves out a cube for you if you want it. He doesn't care.
Okay, no.
It's just like a marble cube, perfectly cut in every way. Like it's sharp. Like if you pick it up by the corners, just slice your fingers open. It's a perfect right angle.
Now looking at the metal, I'm going to use my horde to plus 12 10 of metal for my dumps. No.
Like what?
I'm going to use my dragon's horde to create wealth 10 of metal for him. Just leave it.
You can't just make stuff.
Yeah, there's a set price. Or is it your level? You can make true wealth equal to your level. So,
Well, there are different things. One, every week I can spend my level in true non-magical wealth. Also, if I commit effort, I can create wealth 10, but I'm not sure that it's magical.
no, you don't create wealth 10. This doesn't create wealth.
Well,
It's up to magnitude 10.
fine.
You
Purchase.
can buy stuff if you want to.
You
That's
can buy stuff. You don't create ex nihilo, just wealth 10.
Yeah, that's
So
what
if
the
you
wealth
want to-
gift is for.
Yeah, if you want to pay him for this, you can activate the gift.
I guess, yeah, so taking it.
Okay, very good. You pay him for the
Sure.
gift he gave you.
Yeah.
And yeah, about wealth 10 magnitude comes out.
Yeah. Out of my deep pocket and such.
A lot of stack of hexagonal plates of precious metals.
Yep. Well, I guess we best be on our way.
If you think of something you would like to trade for giving them letting them fly,
I don't want anything for people like that. They have nothing of value to me.
Is there anything you might want from people like us?
It's lonely up here. And people like you are in short supply ever since the arms race started. It'd be nice to have contemporaries.
I would
Because
visit
it's
you,
it.
certainly.
Sure. Whatever replace the Guardian, I'll allow it to allow you to come up.
And the floating city.
Oh, fuck them.
That's their problem. We did our part.
All right.
Well, let's be on our way.
I'm gonna later at some point. I'm gonna say because I had an idea. A giant floating right angle stays off the ground, and below it says, "What's the name of the city?"
Jericho.
Fuck you, Darishu. And no city can ever be built on top of it or any permanent structures. It's just a big flying rock.
Fucking Zardoff head.
Interested about this arms race.
It's a good line, ever since the arms race started.
I mean, they are arms racing right now. Like, oh, we came here, we have little things. Let's build things up.
That's not what he was talking
Yeah.
about. That's not what he was referring to. He wasn't talking about the future people.
Okay.
What is he?
Your
talking
character
about?
thought he was talking
Y'all
about
didn't
that.
ask.
Your character thought he was talking about
I
that. So
told.
you just
That's
assumed.
totally what I thought he was talking
Yeah,
about.
that's fine. Sometimes cryptic wording means people don't catch on to the cryptic wording. That's fine. The old man on the mountain's not going anywhere.
I specifically said I was going to visit, so
I mean, hey, this sounds like something up Azazel's interest. Let's play the Forge God. Hello, Faust.
If you were to look from high up from the top of the mountain, which you can't unless you take a really large distance, the actual mountain spells out as holy symbol. Like he's actually built in such a way that the topography lines up so that it's the right angle formula, like large.
Perfect.
You leave, and presumably go back to Dericho.
Yep.
Alright, let's get over to Dericho. Yeah, you two can miracle together and just be like, boom, Dominion fix. Or like, miracle fix, the ship is, back.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken for a bit.
Pardon?
Said I was a little heartbroken for a bit.
Don't worry, you build an artificer, artificer can fix anything with enough effort.
You could have paid the man on the mountain to build your temple.
Hmm?
You could have paid on the man on the mountain to build your temple.
I know stuff at all right angles.
So,
Don't trip.
what, build a temple up on top?
Oh, wherever. Yeah, sure. Be like, hey, can I pay you to commission you to like do like an artisan thing? He's like, yeah, I'm an artisan.
Next time.
The artisan.
Next time.
When you go back to visit.
I need to do that.
To do what?
But not really, because my temples are probably more naturey.
Probably much more naturey than his.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dericho, the people are out, kind of waiting you to come back.
Well, we killed the Guardian.
Perfect.
You might have some difficulty convincing the people it was guarding to acquiesce.
Oh. Don't worry about it. We have our ways. We know where to put the pressure on.
Okay.
We have leverage for this sort of situation.
That's a
Hey,
bomb.
you did the stuff. That's great. Thank you. Were we supposed to give you something?
I was wondering if I could convince you to... What are they called? Fate calculators?
I think that's what they call it.
To abandon...
They have a bunch of names: anathema drives, decryptors,
Blasphemy engines.
blockchain solvers.
The blasphemy engine is the one that runs the
I
sword.
was wondering if I could convince you to abandon your faith calculators.
Well, and I worship you as the one true God.
If that was what you chose.
You killed the Guardian, and that makes you pretty tough in our books, and you probably did it on your own because of just how great you are naturally.
I just sort of look over at the goat and just there's the slightest hint of a smirk. The slightest. Nothing was said.
As he was spinning his infinite wheel and eating some goats. Well,
You're eating your children.
Do you
so many.
Do you not? So, you know what? Sure. We'll abandon atheism and worship you as the one true God.
I'm glad to hear it.
You're not
Let's
right away.
dance.
You gotta get surgeried out.
Can't just.
Like I can pull the cube up, and there's just a hole, and like I get dust in there or other things. So it's a give me a couple weeks.
Yeah, take as long as you want.
All right, yeah, let's dance. Dancing music. You did it.
Yeah. I did it.
Right? You attack in the combat.
You did it.
All by yourself.
I was in command, so
You were in complete control of that situation.
yeah.
Onwards. Murder, murder, murder. Okay, what next?
Well, to make your artifact, the dominion is still spent. You just have to do the thing, and then you'll be able to actually have it. So we'll probably be this session if we don't get to it, because you want to route your way through the Elven Forest.
I mean, I have some idea for it. Like, in the dragon's power, there's one where you can take shape of any humanoid creature. So
Yeah.
we just go like that.
That could work. The elves are everywhere.
Yeah.
There's only a few hundred of them. They're just all enormous,
Like not.
powerful.
Okay, I'm like they're not like giants.
Wouldn't that be amazing if that was the one thing you guys never picked up on, that they were 50 feet tall?
Like that could be a thing. I don't know. That's why I ended it with a question mark. I was like, they're
Right.
not giants.
So I don't convince them to go to the Elven Forest. They're terrified of it.
They. These?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not. Yeah,
I mean, he fit right in.
it's like the second anyone says hyper elves, it like does a zoom in on his face, and you hear and they hear him screaming and.
You probably don't call them hyper elves. You probably call them like the
Kindly masters.
Kindly Masters. However I called them.
So, should we pick up that other thing we were here for? That codex? Acronic codex thing?
Articulate.
What do you want us to do?
Well, it's somewhere in the forest.
The Pleasant Masters.
Pleasant
We've
masters.
called them all sorts of things. That, the humble masters, the kindly masters.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd have to go in and get in and get out.
Is there a way to do that without going in?
I mean, it's there inside the forest, so you want to fly over?
What do I know about flying around that area? Do you get like
Do you
shot
fly
down
around that area?
Fuck no, I'm just
What
wondering.
do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know that the cannon masters don't like people getting too advanced, so like, ooh, if it's like a bird flying,
Don't
maybe.
Yeah, don't bring the.
I'm
the
not.
ship.
I already lost the ship once today.
I could give you flight powers and head over there, but I would not be entirely surprised if they could cancel that. If they really feel the need.
No, it'll be on then. So, what time like today?
Shh. Well. Sure.
You're like, you did let me take credit for killing the thing, so I guess.
I deserve that credit.
I earned it. It's like, I didn't take it, it was given to me. I can't give it back once it's given.
As much as I hate the pleasant masters, I do enjoy sticking it to them.
Everyone hates them.
So let's go.
Woo.
Oh man, you're going to the Elven Forest. Alright, we'll cut from you guys then to Nicole and Kevin. So we cut to the Marquis and Thaa. It takes everything in my power to say Marcus. Like fucking Mike Tyson does.
Marcus.
Marcus! You're an enabler, Marcus.
Alright, so because we don't have the airship, Marquis uses his engineering gifts to make an all-terrain luxury vehicle that they're driving across the desert in.
ATV limo.
Yeah, just, four-seater, him and Thaa, and probably two Acer things.
Acer thing, one of your vampires.
Yeah,
Your vampire assistant that isn't a guy yet because you never name or talk to them.
yeah, basically.
The vampire said that's also
I would
ice on the day.
prefer to have only Acerins here.
Oh, okay.
Well, too bad.
Go fuck yourself, Thaa.
He's like, okay, I'll take you out to see the sights later. Yeah. Okay. Just kind of makes him exit the vehicle and Acer gets in.
Get the vampire Acer in.
Oh yeah.
Elves can't turn into vampires. We become banshees when we die.
No, I need a few of those.
No, you don't. Plus, we're all men, so... Well, except for those few Acer phase, but... It's just... No, maybe. Let me check the manual.
So while they're doing that,
An XP penalty?
So, I know I didn't really explain things earlier, but
it's very simple to gather from the mask and where we're headed.
yes, I have a project that I have traded favors with.
It's also really obvious because Hal's Hell domain, like, you know how Texamelis' Hell domain is called Paradise, Caparacus is called Caparaka, the Devastator is called, I think, Acheron, and Hal's is called Thaa. It's fairly obvious.
Your hell.
So the little unborn
It's the
shit
plan.
respects you enough that once we resurrect his champion, he will remain away from our domains.
That wasn't part of the deal.
I mean, I would assume enough. for this.
We didn't make the details of that. We didn't go over the details. However, if it comes into our area of influence, we'll of course get rid of it, and we will seem all the more heroes for it.
Yes.
That's my thought process on this.
So we'll never speak of what this trip is for. I've got you.
That was why I had chosen you for this mission.
I can understand the necessity of keeping dirty little of discretion. He just kind of looks over his shoulder at the two Ace.
They just whispered that out. Scratching.
Dig two holes.
Well, see, I don't really have a problem with Acer, like, out of character. Like, I don't have a problem with Acer's being here because he's 100% loyal. That's fine. I don't trust anybody else, really.
Oh,
but-
that makes more sense. That is fair.
Dig two holes, Acer, in. For someone else? For you? You're gonna sleep in the ground for a day?
Are we gardening?
Are we guarding you guys as you vampire sleep?
Yes. I figure that my connection with Hal is obvious anyhow. So instead of shying away from that, if his influence becomes known, we'll incorporate it into our theology.
The Acers both go at the same time while they're eating their sunflower chips.
As I've said
Seems-
before, every religion does need a nemesis. He kind of swerves and runs over an undead. Just, pulls back onto the path.
Acer spills his sunflower seeds all over the floor.
Count them. Count them.
Get the mini vacuum. So, did he give you many details, or is it going to be a delightful surprise as to who we're...
Surprise! I'm
Oh,
actually rather curious. He said it was an old friend.
I'm sure we both have many of those.
Well, he said it was an old friend of his, I assume, but he wasn't specific, so it may actually be an old friend of mine. If it's a Togbringer, I'm going to be rather miffed.
If it's a Toddbringer, Cod's gonna blow a cow over it. Is that not the phrase?
No, yes,
It's a rather
keep using that.
disrespectful phrase.
Keep using it.
All right.
We'll just head straight there. Road trip.
Alright, you eventually skirt around near the Pleasant Masters, forest, and on the outskirts, there is the burning remains of a fortress city. Like, it looks like it held maybe a couple hundred people. It has large crenellated towers that are shored up with stone and metal. There's looks like clearly like an observatory, like an astronomy lab with like a telescope sticking out that's like crushed and cracked. There's undead dead everywhere. There's scorch marks, like sun's bleached the area. Yeah, this place was hit pretty hard.
Who would be foolish enough to build a fortress city this close to the Elven Forest?
I'm not sure, but wasn't the Witch King? What's his name?
Oh.
What was his name? Was it
The
just-
Horned King.
The Horned
Wasn't
King.
Didn't the Horned King come from a place near the Elven Forest that got decimated? This might have been where he originated.
Perhaps he swerves again and just hits another undead. It's really spiteful, like under the tires.
There's no living undead around here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Crushes
fresher
skulls.
ones that are just on the ground. Just.
Yeah.
So is this where?
Yes.
It's more precise than this too. Like it even gives you like which building.
Oh, perfect. That makes things much easier.
There's a large tower at the top. It looks like it's like crumbled and crushed, and there's like the observatory, and it says to go in the observatory.
Okay.
Suppose we'll park. Put the the steering wheel lock on.
1 sec.
Get ready for combat, presumably.
Oh boy. You enter the stone and metal observatory. It has a stained glass interior with a telescope.
Okay.
It's gorgeous inside. Like something's been artistically done. Like there's crystals hanging and there's lights in here that give off like dark light. It looks like a starry night in here. And there's clearly signs of battle. There's like sword slashes across the wall. There's shattered debris everywhere. There's destroyed undead. There's crushed people in suits of armor. And hey, there's some of your vampires, like the soul drinkers. There's about a dozen of them, all playing like harps and instruments among the destruction, just hanging out. And in his throne, with a spear stuck through his chest, is the Horned King.
Well, what happened here?
Oh, hello, God.
What a pleasant surprise.
They all kind of approach. Like, they all approach in sync to circle you.
Witnesses.
Just
It's smite. I have the smite ability now.
You only had death. Well, they were your worshippers, then you could see us.
It was an interesting turnabout.
How so?
Oh, well, we set up camp here because it seemed the most, mystically appropriate. There's a wellspring here. It seemed like it was a blind spot in the eyes of the forest. Right outside their door, but outside of sight.
Interesting.
Like living under the basement or under the porch.
It's not as though they get up and look out the window. So.
Right? So, we convinced him to set this kind of place up. A place where he could gather followers befitting his stature. You can't all just have, bodies. You need to have thinkers, artisans, people with ambition, people with big ideas. Right?
Indeed.
Big ideas. Music of the spheres. But it didn't go very well. No, nothing came out of the forest. You were spot on about that. We hit the ley lines well enough, but I don't know. All these people came in, 5 of them, and they wiped out the entire army, and all of the guards, and all the defenses, and all the lieutenants, and the king.
Cool.
It was a pretty nice fight.
Well, I am glad you have survived.
Oh, we didn't put up a fight, and they didn't want to hurt anyone who was a non-combatant, even if they are undead, because that was morally wrong.
Interesting.
Yeah, right?
Very fascinating. And then they simply moved on?
Yeah, they said that trying to force their will on the survivors of this would be using the tools of the oppressor.
What did they look like?
They were young, and they looked like, old people mutants. But they were all girls, and they all had these talking swords.
Talking swords.
Yeah. They were helping them through the fight and stuff. Watching their back and giving them advice and pushing them on with motivational kind of encouragement. And they were wicked magic.
Fascinating.
Yeah, old Horned King didn't stand a chance. They crucified him with this blessed spirit from the root of Summer's Glade.
Springs?
Summer. I didn't misspeak, God.
Oh yeah, and he's just impaled right there.
Yeah, wicked dead. They exorcised him. Get it? He's a wicked undead tyrant.
Did Magical Swords speak? I wasn't aware they were talking swords. Are these different swords? Are they her swords?
Intelligent swords speak.
Oh, I didn't realize the swords were intelligent.
Oh, they're wicked sentient.
I didn't realize.
Actually, my vampires are empathic. They may have picked up on it.
Well, seems clear what we're here to do. I'm very interested in these ambitious young ladies.
We'll have to keep an eye out. He just kind of gestures at the throne. Is that the...
I assume.
We're waiting here because we got astral prognostications that the Dark Lord would rise again.
That was very astute.
Also, we serve, gods who liked him, so we figured you'd put the effort into, not leave him to rot on the ground.
I'll take off the mask.
The first part sounded more ominous, though. Yeah, there it is. They all point like, there it is. We know about that.
I'll walk over, I'll pull out the spear. Is that the only thing keeping him up?
No, you just pull that out.
I don't want to pull it out and he falls to the ground like, oh, stupid. So
No, he's in his throne.
May I have that?
I think you may want it back.
Oh.
No, it's not his weapon.
Oh, never mind.
It came from something else. Also, his gear's been stripped. They took it. Oh, no, they took it. The swords told them that there was a secret spring they could go to if they met the season spring, and he would grant them new boons and benefits and tools to help them in their fight, in their crusade of justice, as a reward for taking down the person who maimed him. And they were going to use that to continue to build more tools to fight the oppression. Just the oppression. They didn't really specify.
Interesting.
We pointed them in the direction of Texo Malus and vaguely implied that the Horn King worked for him.
Well done.
Well done.
We're pretty smart.
He is the, his holy symbol is a slave collar, I mean. Alright, well. You want to put it on?
All the lights go out. Like, it's just completely dark. When they come back on, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Recuperating. He kind of looks around.
They all kind of shrug. We'll hang out here in case he pops back up and help him rebuild his empire for a resurgence.
I'm not sure you'd have more knowledge on this. Does the masks wearer retain themselves?
I've never had the luxury of meeting one of its champions, luckily. But perhaps he does seem to possess a strong will. He survived countless years within the iconoclast machinery.
Very true.
If anyone was to retain their will, he would. Continue to serve him, yes, and retain a non-combatant stance among his ranks. It seems the best way to survive.
No, we're kind of like soothsayers or oracles now. It's a pretty sweet gig.
Excellent.
Do you need any more info from us?
Yes, yes. As much as you can supply, like...
There's like a lot of speech going on in the throne room between the Horn King and the usurpers or the rebels.
If we could get recordings of that.
Oh, yeah. Toss you a phone.
Literally video phoning it the entire time.
You
Yeah,
just
like
kinda-
one of them was just
so
kind of like
funny.
stretching and had her phone up. It was like,
He just kind of taps it with his. He's like, perfect, thank you.
yeah. There's like charms and stuff on her phone's like, there we go.
I believe this will be something that everyone back at the city would like to hear. Perhaps after we listen to it
Yeah,
ourselves.
they kind of know about you guys. Not like specifically, but somehow. I think because they talk to Spring and Summer. They know that if you go far enough north, eventually the snow and nature gives way to steel and towers of light. And there's it's like a fairy domain where nothing makes sense and people get lost in trees made of glass.
Interesting. I don't mind that kind of,
It's very poetic.
Yeah, there was all sorts of that going on.
I do worry that if we do show this video to the others, we come off as the villains here.
Do it?
Well, we supported him and brought him out and everything, and I'm assuming that these young ladies, they're talking about freedom and justice and everything.
Are you suggesting we edit this video?
I'm not sure.
I
We
mean,
should watch it first, of course.
They were
but-
awfully paladin-y,
and they seem to
which we didn't
have.
think existed in this time period.
They seem to also have Matteo with swords, which
I believe that would get back to her regardless.
we were all friends with the Lich, though,
Yes.
and I sympathized with him. He was trapped, and that was horrible. And all he wanted was justice for his people and to strike down the kindly masters or whatever they're calling them these days.
This could simply be an immense misunderstanding as
Yes. And I don't doubt that his methods were terrifying. He's an undead king. Anyone who witnesses that tends to be put off. I say, speaking to an undead king.
to. Yes. Terrible.
Well, either way, sounds like these women are going to have an interesting adventure.
Yes.
And I am going to now have what I want.
We all get in the end.
Oh yeah, the child kidnapping project that I wanted.
Yeah.
That's why I made a deal with my aborted undead son. Right. We're not the bad guys here.
And I'm going to empower the shit out of this spear for them.
Oh shit! I just remembered the thing we had to tell you about.
What?
All of this was incidental. We just forgot to come back because we were busy playing. We saw the Last Crusader.
I'm sorry?
Oh yeah, you might not remember this because you were really high during this time period. Remember the Angel Purges?
Yes.
Remember how one got away and has the power of like most of the good gods?
I distinctly recall that.
The
Yes.
Celestial? Yeah, she's around. She's kind of acting as like a fairy godmother, grandmother figure to the girls.
He's trying to look dignified, but there's like distinct excitement on his face. He's like, oh my god, she survived.
Yeah. She sounded pretty pissed that there was a witch king just hanging out in this forest, fueled by a vampire king and the nemesis. They all say, doing that kind of, Valley Girl head tilt over to Thaa.
How exciting.
We thought so too.
Me specifically.
They all kind of make the hand gesture, like the Antichrist symbol for Thaa, the nemesis.
These people and their xenophobia.
We will have to reflect on this and handle things delicately. Very delicately.
Yeah, she's wicked good at setting them straight on things if you try to coerce them with propaganda. We tried. We actually had them for a while. We had a lotus eating machine that put them into a whole self-doubt thing that made them think all of their dreams and ambitions were fake and their lives at this point didn't exist. And she showed up and gave them this big speech and revealed her true nature, and it was not great. But non-combatants, we live.
Please continue trying. On one at a time, preferably the most rebellious of the group. Just, little bits here and there. Offers of power.
Sure thing, boss.
Excellent. Shall we head back?
Yes?
An excellent job. You will be well rewarded once your campaign has ended.
This is fun.
Yes.
You guys leave the first fortress, the weird Negaverse fortress of the Horned King, with his vampire brides, who are plant people that drink souls and play music, and talk in a way that no other person talks.
I'm going to send more of my clan here to join him.
I really do need to turn a few of them into buffies.
What, vampire slayers? From the vampire clan?
They won't be vampire. They're vampire slayers. They're slayers who are vampires.
We're serial killers.
Slay a vampire.
A vampire is just a serial killer with extra stabs. So, yeah, that's the fallout of several different projects. You guys have a problem.
Quote unquote.
You guys drew aggro from the last angel.
Oh man, this really excites Marquis. He's like, whoa, god, this is a good return to form.
It's pretty neat. Seems to be magical girls showing up to strike us down. Rather they didn't go to that part, though.
If only they weren't outfitted and equipped by a righteous set of weapons.
If only.
Who gave them this idea? You like that fallout from your project?
Yeah, it's good.
Lothar might
Feeling
actually be
impression.
like, well done.
I can't remember what other project caused it, but one of your other project caused the Horde King to die. Like to be murdered by magical girls. I don't remember which one it was. I have to look at the list, because I made a list of which incited which.
I think that was the swords. The Emperor of the Gauls and they...
Yeah, they're basically connected into that. It's just a long haul.
Yeah.
No, I think Founding the Dark City did it, because Founding the Dark City brought the angel out of hiding.
Good.
It's just like, wait, what's out? It's like a dark lavender parfait style, like, vampire city. And she's like, oh, fuck off. Mr. Dramatic.
Right?
Is this a game to you? And he's like, yes.
And it brought you out of hiding. It's working. You're playing the game. You're not going at me directly. You're making magical girls and supporting them. You're just as into this as I am.
She's like, nah. Heroic mortals get multiple attacks per round compared to you. It's just better. It just makes sense. Just wait until they get to the War Striders. Well, I think at this time of night, it's probably for the best for us to call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
On that note, you guys did the 2 little side projects, and you have fodder for next session.
How do I get his help?
What do you mean?
You
Like,
had the instruction of the mask, you probably tell
The inside of the mask had the instructions, and then putting it on told you where the Horned King was. You have the help.
oh, the mask gave me the instructions for
the...
my project.
Yeah.
I thought the mask gave me instructions on how to use the mask. I was like, you just put it on.
He wrote on the inside of the mask the secret to like spiritual like reforming and stuff, ghost knowledge.
Okay.
The stuff you need to make the Slender Man.
Okay.
And all you need to do is get into the Elven Forest, and then you're good to go. And you have everything you need for these guys to worship you. You now have a future clan that's just like, yes, we worship you. They're going to have problems expanding. That's the problem their faction has currently. They pissed off Faust.
By existing.
By existing.
By
I think they can
encroaching.
demand from him, but they're going to put the screws on him and see if they can't get him to just kind of give in.
That'll be interesting to see.
It'll be kind of actually amusing too if I'm there at the time and I'm just like, you know what? No.
They're not going to kill Faust. That'd be insane, and they already did that once. They don't want to retread old
Go
ground.
well.
It went pretty well, but you know, it's a really big faux pas, and it's a really like basic bitchy to retread the same ground twice.
I mean, they didn't want to kill Faust until he makes uranium.
He's doing that right now.
He still hasn't figured it out, so they need to give him at least some time.
No, they have Deoformer devices that when they put them down, just annoys the shit out of gods. Like it causes like interference in their heads. It makes them irritated.
Like that fucking sound that only teenagers can hear.
Basically, I mean that's what they were doing with the dream thing. They just set it to a frequency gods couldn't hear. That's a way to like talk to your worshippers without you knowing about it.
Sons of
And the
bitch.
Birdman will be like, no, that's annoying.
Yeah, actually, you'd be like, oh, what is that? And like, just ignore it. Never. Just ignore it. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I was Devin,
Nicole.
Tyler.
Kevin?
Peter, Mark.
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.